She don't want me to be the things that I'd like to be. She don't want
They said they're watching, but I'm not watching
she
right
don't
now.
like to see me happy. One of these days I'm gonna wake up in my own damn bed. One of these days I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna wake up. Check it out.
Check it out. All right, what's up, everybody? This is Austin. We're back at you with another episode of the Book of Austin Life of Detours podcast. We are on the live podcast right now. So we are over here at Dapper Inc. from the Awareness Project. We have Ryan and Stanley here sitting. How are you guys doing?
What's up?
Doing good.
Y'all are doing great?
Very good. Exhausted.
Dude, y'all had a long day, actually.
Long day, yes.
So go ahead and before we start, tell me about what happened this morning.
This morning?
Yeah.
So we started with meal prep
Yeah.
for the community. We're working on our cafe for the third consecutive Saturday. We're feeding people. We're spending the morning prepping food, creating meals, cool things like that, prepping teas, and then we got hit with a big lunch rush.
Really?
Yes, and it was nice. It was really good. So
That's what you wanted,
for our
right?
third Saturday in a row, we probably did the best we've done so far. Sold out of most everything.
That's good, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
There
we
you go, dude. Yeah, good job, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Third Saturday.
Go, guys. That's
Third
what I'm
Saturday.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, a little nerve-wracking, but it was less stressful. We had a lot of volunteers in place, and it felt great.
That's good. Okay, yeah. That's anything in food industry is it's going to be nerve-wracking the whole time.
Monster.
Yeah,
yes.
you know, actually, yeah.
Service
You know
industry.
more than I do, I feel
Service
like,
industry
actually.
forever, yes.
Yeah.
I love the service industry, but it's a hard job.
It's a hard knock life for us. Yes, sir. And we also have the lady Kristen over here who actually used to work with the Awareness Project for a good little while there, right?
Volunteering here and there.
Yeah.
She still does.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
still does.
We were talking shit earlier. He was like, yeah, I've known her longer than you have. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, but we hang out more than you guys hang out.
It's very true.
Facts.
But so the entire point of this podcast is we did a podcast with you guys about a year ago. I listened to most of it recently, and I realized that my audio from the first couple of podcasts was awful.
Was it?
Dude, no, I mean, it was good for what we were working with, but this is so much better.
Okay.
Like, whenever I was listening to it, I was like, it's a good podcast, and I was laughing throughout. Like, it was a great podcast, but just the audio part of it that's on me,
Well,
But
you were still
it
kind of
upgraded
beginning,
everything.
weren't you?
Yeah, I think y'all were my, 10th
Second?
podcast or something like
10th.
that, maybe. I don't know.
Thought it was
But
hard.
that was whenever I had come up with the Detours of Business, which you guys were the first of.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'd done a bunch with, I think I'd already done Jack over there, who apparently is in the bathroom. Yeah, but so I'd already done him. I'd done a couple of people, and it'd been a good time. But OC's over there crying. OC, it's going to be okay, buddy. Yeah. But so we did that podcast about a year ago. So the whole point of this podcast is to figure out what's been going on with you guys for the last year. Whenever we left you guys... Oh, no. It's okay. We got to check on OC real quick. But it's okay. We got technical difficulties. We have a very precious little girl over there who's kind of upset because mommy's on the stage and daddy's on the stage. All our friends are on the stage, and then we
You
got
go
all
on the
these
stage.
goobers in the audience over there, dude.
She got one shoe on, one shoe off.
It's been a hard day.
Where are you going? Oh, gosh. She's just giggling as she runs away. Okay, cool.
Go shopping.
Yeah, go shopping. Pick out whatever you
shopping.
want. There's more dinosaurs out there if you want. So let's figure out where you guys have been, both physically, business-wise, and mentally for the last year. Because whenever we left, you guys, what I remember is you guys were still working on bathrooms at the time. You were working on zoning and things like that.
You're not allowed
so.
to bring up
Do
bathrooms.
we have to talk about that?
Don't bring up the bathrooms. No, no.
I'm
Not
leading
after the
denial
poop
right now.
incident from
Yeah.
yesterday. dude.
Give you the rundown of that, but that was a nightmare,
Rundown.
man.
That's what we're doing, the rundown.
Yeah. Those bathrooms are a miracle. As
And
you
I took her to
mentioned,
the
if
back
anybody can see
bathroom.
them. Yeah, you took her to the bathroom. Oh, man. But those bathrooms, they're supposed to cost us around $20,000. Ended up around $75,000.
Oh my
Found a
god.
lot of problems in the ground.
Yeah,
When
I
you're building
remember.
a place
yeah.
like this is an old grocery store. So when you're building a place like this, you have to have a high occupancy for a space like this, right? We have an auditorium and a cafe. In order to have those kind of things, you have to have bigger bathrooms because we have that old little bathroom in the very back, which is like the kind you walk through. Back in the day, in the grocery store, you walk back through the grocery.
Or that horrible gas station bathroom when you're driving and it's like all cinder blocks.
So that's what existed.
Yes, dude, yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Some of
yeah.
them are actually knocked out somehow. Yeah,
Right, yeah.
like somebody's been stashing shit back there.
And
Yeah.
it's not a bad bathroom, but it's really tiny, and it's way back there. So you would have to go through the stock room, and in order to have an occupancy that we need, we had to build completely new bathrooms. And one of the problems that we discovered with this place was that nothing was mapped out underground. So none of the piping, none of the drainage, the food, what's it called? I forget, grease traps. None of that stuff was mapped out.
Okay.
So they had to dig it all up and move things around, cut things off, put new pipes in. So that cost a lot of money, and it took a long time. It was about 9 months of construction on those bathrooms alone.
Yeah.
So it's just a big open space. When the concrete was poured and the floor was leveled, it felt like just a weight was lifted.
Yeah.
Life changing.
Well, whenever I was here last time, it was open, like you could
Yeah.
see the dirt underneath,
saw the
and there
dirt.
were pipes.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you saw that.
It was wild looking, dude. Yeah.
So
I have
imagine
lots
the-
of pictures of that.
Imagine
Yeah.
those horrible movies you've seen where they like remodel houses, or those shows where they go in and they're like, "Hey, we have this budget and we're gonna do this," and
We're gonna rip all
you know,
this
and
out,
it's
yeah.
all lighthearted. Like this was like serious for us and
So
mentally
stressful.
draining. Like the money we had, it was like, here's our remodel. We had exponential more money than that, and so we had payroll, we had staffing, all that stuff, and then to go in and do one project was bathrooms and a necessity for us to even open, and it to wipe out
Everything.
65% of the cash flow that you
No,
had.
even more
Oh
than that.
wow, yeah.
And you're closed. You don't have any income coming in, and then trying to figure all that out.
Yeah, because you guys couldn't open without the bathrooms, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that was like the main concern. Was there anything else with like the zoning and stuff like that, or
So many things.
so many things?
The city sucks.
Yeah. I think that was
was
like a
pretty
very
terrible.
big highlight of the conversation we had before, was just trying to push things through. And
It
like,
took a long time, and it took a year and 3 months to get this place open. But, it was with volunteer power, though. So it's like we weren't doing it ourselves. We weren't doing it with contractors. We weren't doing it with money. We were doing it with the community.
Wow.
Lots of people coming together. I'm talking hundreds of people helping us build the walls,
Wow.
build the fixtures, the tables, the chairs, and everything that you see on the thrift side of things was built by volunteers.
Yeah.
So, and the outreach, the food pantry in the back, all of this was built by volunteers. But some things you cannot avoid, having to use the contractors for. And so that's where the biggest expense came. Of
course.
We won a grant in like 2021, and it was a big grant for us. It was the biggest grant we had ever won.
Is that the
And-
one that Kristen actually worked on with you guys, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was a big grant. So we won enough money to, oh man, we got payroll. We got, we were really excited.
Yeah.
I just put it that way.
We're figured out for a couple of years.
We're
here,
good
right?
for a moment.
Yeah. Of course. Right.
It was all spent on this bathroom.
Yeah.
On these bathrooms. So
I will
when
say
you
the
go
bathrooms
into
are
these
nice,
bathrooms,
though.
wherever,
Yeah. You
just
did a good job.
praise these bathrooms because we put a lot of effort and time and energy into it.
They're more expensive than everything else in
And
here.
if you drop by, you better use these bathrooms.
Go
because
take,
I want my
go take
money
you a
back.
dump. Go for it, dude. Fuck it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna start charging tickets.
A lot of it. So it turned out to be it was just a money sucker, that little project right there. And I'm only
crazy,
pointing that
man.
direction is because that's where the bathrooms are.
Yeah, they are right there.
But,
You have your nice little signs over them, cute little doors. You have nice. I don't know about the women's bathroom, but the men's bathroom has a nice little frog on the wall. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's
Everything's
from a-
clean.
Everything's
Well,
it should be
The
clean.
flip side
better be
is
clean.
that the bathrooms are completely new, so we should never have any plumbing issues.
Yeah. You say
Uh,
that now, right?
right?
Yeah.
But the
Everything's
bad thing is-
rerouted.
yeah.
Everything's rerouted to the city, out to the city, and its own line now. We have everything mapped out now. So it's way better than it was.
And it's a blessing and a curse, because if something happens to those bathrooms and they flooded and were open, imagine like the
backup,
sewage going into your kitchen and all that stuff. You're never going to return back from From a Yelp review.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, that's one thing I was
Nobody
thinking
really
about this
understands.
whenever. So I work at Boomer Jacks over in Arlington, and we had a problem. They have. So it's old plumbing, it's an old building. It's Lincoln Square over there.
Yeah.
And so there was a point where things were backing up, like the sewage part was backing up through the vents in the bathroom into the floor.
That roadhouse, do you remember?
There was one day I went in there and I went to go use the bathroom and I got locked. I was in the big stall,
Yeah.
and the water was coming towards me, and I had to jump over it to get out of the stall
Yeah.
and like splash my way out in the sewage, like
Yes.
Like
yeah.
that game when you're a kid, hot lava.
We dealt with
It's,
that.
that's what it felt like, dude. Yeah, it
you
was
remember
cold
that?
and
Was it the
stinky.
bathroom or was it in the kitchen?
It came
No,
from
in
the
the kitchen.
kitchen.
Do you remember that? So Chris and I worked together at Roadhouse, at Texas Roadhouse for a
That's
while.
how
That's
we
how you guys
met.
met, really?
Yes.
Yeah, we worked
yeah.
at Texas Roadhouse
I
together.
don't know that I've heard this story.
Yeah.
What?
But they had a ridiculous plumbing issue where the shit was coming up in the kitchen.
Oh
in the kitchen.
no.
Yeah. Don't you worry about it.
Texas Roadhouse, Grand Prairie. Let's go. What's
It
up?
actually is
Yeah.
not Grand Prairie.
Yeah.
It wasn't. But, so shit was coming up in the kitchen, and it was stinky, and it was overflowing on the line. Were you there?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, you're lucky. And poop was coming in, and they kept it open. They kept the restaurant open. So servers
Wow.
are walking through the kitchen.
That's like ours. They just
And-
closed the bathroom. They made the men go to the women.
This wasn't in the bathroom. This was in the kitchen.
dude. Where
And
they're
they
making the
kept
food that you're
restaurant
going to
open
eat.
in the middle of a meal period, busy as heck. And poop was coming up, and they were squeegeeing it down the drain.
Did they have somebody like posted just to squeegee the poop?
whole time? The whole time.
What?
Smell went through the entire restaurant. It lasted 2 days like that, and they wouldn't shut the restaurant down. So obviously, that's something
That's
we're
so
trying to avoid.
probably
here.
illegal, I would
I'm
say.
sure it's illegal, but
Very
it was a
against
money
all the-
thing.
Oh,
You know,
for sure.
They
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
the money, and it was in the middle of a meal period. I don't know if you were there for that, but that was crazy.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that. Whenever I worked at Cheddar's, though, I remember in the men's bathroom, like, I'm telling you, I'd never seen anything like it. It was a huge, like, one of the pipes burst, and it was like a water flow like this thick of just water shooting out. It was so crazy. It was
About
like
a foot wide, she says. Yeah.
it was like this big, and it was just it looked crazy. It looked like a fire hydrant,
Yeah.
like that's just been exploded or whatever.
Oh gosh.
Or you know how like they relieve the water from it every couple, I don't know when. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And put new water in there. That's how it looked like, and it like they had to. Like, I think
York
they had
in
to shut
July.
down the restaurant, if I'm not mistaken. Or they had to
That's your
close down the
sprinklers
section.
in the summer.
It was
Yeah.
like overflowing into like the booths that were right there.
Oh my
crazy.
gosh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. It's crazy.
Don't worry about it.
Actually, I mean, it was Cheddar's and Grand Prairie.
That's funny, dude.
Don't go there, and don't go to the Roadhouse in Bedford.
It's crazy what businesses will do to stay open. That's like I was saying with Boomer Jacks, like they just sent people to the women's, but the men's bathroom, the floor was just covered in shit. And then they told me about the Bedford location over there. Whenever it would rain, they've since remodeled it. Everything's better now. But whenever you'd walk into the kitchen, the doors, the little swinging doors right there was a gap there, and so it went all the way to the roof apparently. And so when it would rain, the mold that was up there would come through there with the water, and there'd be just like a black mist that would come through there.
no.
And so the servers would have to walk through that to get into the kitchen.
Oh no! And they're
Yeah.
carrying food underneath.
I'm
them?
saying I'm dramatizing that for sure, but it can't be that much better. Like it's pretty
God.
awful. Yeah.
Wow.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
So guys, just don't go
So
out to
bathroom
eat.
problems
Is what we're
water
trying to say.
problems, this
I
is
think the
what's
moral of
going
the
on.
story is
Just come here.
Yes.
Just come here.
Yes.
the moral of the
Yes.
story
We don't have those
brand
problems.
new.
This is a very apt conversation because you think about this whenever you think about remodeling things, which you guys had to do at this place. Like, think about remodeling a home. One of the main things you're going to deal with is plumbing, bathrooms, things like that. Your necessities, Whenever you got to redo a restaurant or anything like that, like your main thing whenever it comes to, zoning and stuff like that, you have occupancy and things like that. But
And that's why a lot of spaces are still empty.
yeah,
Because you go in and
the
you
word.
know you have to spend whatever umpteen amount of dollars just to get that going, and that's without even doing anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
yeah.
and once you do that, it's a commitment.
And that's while you're not making any money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're now going to have to drag my lifeless body out of here.
I think
He's done
I'm
put
here
in
for
the
good.
work. He lives here now.
I'm committed.
Okay, he has
And
a
honestly-
cot in the back.
it's so true. And while a lot of businesses were shutting down for these types of things, we were able to keep going.
Yeah.
Not
Because you'll have
of-
your hands in so many things.
We have our hands in a lot of things, but we have a lot of community support. You know,
Yeah.
and the blessings are just there everywhere. And so it's like without the support and without the volunteers and without what we have, we wouldn't have gotten through this just us. Like it's
Yeah.
without a doubt. You know what I mean? And so the people that have helped us build this and the rejuvenation of helping people every single day is what's led us to getting it open. And so the bathrooms, I mean, that was a huge hurdle.
Yeah.
And just the renovations in general was a huge hurdle. But overall, it was because of people that supported us.
Yeah.
There's no
like-
doubt. If you were alone as a business owner, we would have failed.
If you were
Like
just
somebody
trying to
else.
hire contractors for this,
Yeah.
oh, you'd be up the creek, dude.
We wouldn't.
for sure.
We would be in debt.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
we're really happy to say that we don't have debt.
Yeah. We haven't taken any loans or anything crazy like that to keep this going. So,
There you are. Where have
Oh,
you
see,
been?
God, you're so cute, dude. Just ran up in here and said, "Mom."
She don't know what's
All right,
going
bye,
on.
Lady Kristen. We love you, man. Let's get Jack Riley up here on the stage. Let's go, dude. Yeah, we're doing it. Yeah. Oh,
Where are you
see,
going?
no.
Oh no.
We're not taking questions yet, but
What are you doing?
I don't know what Zach's doing, but whatever it is, he's doing a good job.
can't
He's
tell.
probably
Oh,
starting
see.
the video that
What's
I
up?
never
What's
started.
up?
Yeah.
I can't even see
Come up
him.
here.
Jack, hop on up here, buddy.
I mean, it's up to you.
How are you?
Oh, see, bit him.
Careful.
Oh no!
Oh, whoa.
God, please don't unplug all
It's
of
only
that.
it's
dude.
only one. Yeah, it's only one cord.
the one cord that is plugged into everything over here.
True.
All right, see, we'll let you talk for a minute. Come up here.
What do it?
What doing? What are y'all doing?
Hey.
Oh, see, you should tell them all about it.
What's up?
What have you been up to?
How y'all doing?
This is what happens when you have a family live show.
We're happy to do a family live.
Of course.
Run,
always.
Oh man,
What's your
so many
features?
chords. So many chords.
You want to sit down? Hi. Would you like to sit down?
Yeah.
Okay, well, OC has officially joined the podcast. What's up, baby?
Hey, where are you? There you are. You see?
Yeah, that's water. Yeah, that's what that is.
Oh wait. Are you gonna stay? Are you gonna sit?
right.
Chill? What are you doing? Do you want to sit on me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Hey Jack, before we get going with you, go grab that Elijah Craig real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
he's
so
he's
here we
doing
are.
great.
I can handle
Yeah.
So here we
He said
are.
I can handle that.
Here
All
we
right,
are.
So I do have a few just little questions here and there. I just want to know. So with you guys, I was going to ask you what your biggest hurdle probably was with starting, getting things from there to now, from a year ago to now. I would say it's probably the bathrooms. Would you say? Yeah. Or was there anything else that springs to mind whenever you think of the biggest hurdles of the last year?
I think the biggest hurdle for me was, I guess, that voice inside your head. It's like I've got two of them. There's
are you
one
about
that's
to
like
leave?
super motivated about all that we're doing.
You tired? Okay.
And the other one about every hurdle. It feels like
Okay.
every project that we do takes 10 times longer, and everything's a super investment.
Yeah.
I can see why people would say, like, being in a small business, why they would give up or it falls apart. Or I think the biggest thing that just pushes me is, like, I've come this far.
Yeah.
And until it collapses, like, I'm going to keep pushing because I'm invested. I want to do what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to enjoy every day. And if this is my stress, I'm going to have that stress at my other job, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But they tell me what to stress about.
Yeah.
But this is, like, to stress about my dream. I don't know. I just feel like we've come this far, and
You'd much rather stress about your dream.
yeah, and
But it's funny, like, I feel like you seem like because you're so, you have a very good way of planning things, I feel like. And so whenever things don't go to plan, it's probably, but you also have, like, your contingencies, of course. Whenever it surpasses that, you're like, what is going on here?
right.
And so with that, with everything going on here, you probably had to go to, like, plan Z at
That's
this
right.
point,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, you recognize.
you had everything planned out, everything's supposed to go these ways, and then whenever it doesn't go that way, you get these contingencies going and stuff like that. But there's only so much that you can deal with.
Right.
But I feel like you and Ryan are such a good team here because Ryan has just such a good, like, it's okay. Everything's fine. Like, things are crappy right now, but we're going to just keep going,
Yeah.
And then you guys are how long into this business now?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
2016 is when we started the nonprofit.
Yeah.
2017. But we've been volunteering since, and with volunteer groups since 2012.
And y'all are flourishing.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing all kinds
Y'all are
of
starting to
things.
reap the benefits.
Reap the benefits, and you can feel it,
Right.
but it's not without, like, a lot of struggle and a lot of, just...
It wouldn't be worth. It wouldn't be worth it if that didn't happen, though.
That's right. Yeah. I agree. And it feels right. We trade money for purpose. Him and I both trade money for purpose. And this is like, you're helping people, you're becoming sustainable, you're teaching people about the effects of climate change and the climate crisis and everything that we're up against and the children are up against. You're teaching people about the difference between the rich and the poor.
Yeah.
How poverty is growing and how, there's just so many social injustices that we're up against. And so to me, it's like, if you don't address them in your community, then you won't solve shit. You won't solve anything.
Absolutely.
And so here we are. It's like, we're coming up with innovative ideas and things like that. And so it feels like it's the right thing now. So the purpose, it's a purpose-driven business. It's a purpose-driven nonprofit. And then it's community built.
Yeah.
And that every single day there's people in here that come for resources like clothes, food, housewares, shoes for their children.
Things that are actually needed.
Right.
I bought
Things are
these
actually
sunglasses up here,
right.
dude.
Yeah.
I did want to let y'all know. I've been rocking these. These are my favorites right now.
Right.
These are killer. Y'all are wearing my sunglasses
Yep.
because I want to wear these.
That's
bro.
dapperinc.store.
Yes, Dapper.store.
That's
It's
a plug
the best.
right there.
Right.
Absolutely killing it
So
out here.
you
that
mentioned
itself is rejuvenating. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when you know what you're doing, it feels right. And then like I would trade all the money in the world for helping people. I would trade all the money in the world for solving the climate crisis and teach people about environmental concerns and the things that we're up against and the little kids that are here with us. So it's like it's simple to me. It's a simple solution. And the people that surround us are the people that care.
Yeah.
Like
And that's
you guys.
that's exactly what we talked about earlier. Everything you're saying right now, that's how we all feel up here.
Yeah.
It is.
Everything
That's
that's
why
going on in
this
the
is
world
such a
right
nice
now,
little
it can
group
be
of people.
prevented if
Yep.
people actually cared.
Yep.
If more people were like-minded like we are and can have these conversations and figure out what needs to be done, that would be the best.
So
Step
they're
it
sweeping
up.
stuff under the rug or just not
Exactly.
even thinking about it.
Exactly.
Well, you mentioned a key point about
Awareness.
like we're at the point where we're
That's it.
reaping the benefits,
Right.
And to me, the reaping of the benefits is not it's not a cash flow because we're not even there yet. But it's being able to make accessibility of things to a community
Yes.
that is in super need, and to be a part of something that I'm not telling people. It's people are realizing that we're here and available to help them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that
That's the biggest part.
yeah, if I have to walk away every day and, I look back, I'm like, what did I do today? And, you kind of do your checklist.
Your hair is
But
like this.
Yeah, right? What are you trying to say?
You look dapper, my guy. Yeah.
Right? But it's, I don't know, and we've both been in places where we needed those resources, and it just seems so daunting. Like, I'm talking to individuals, and they're like, well, I need this, and I need that, and, we have the connections, the resource, we're trying to connect them to these things. But having those skill set and having those things, it's still unattainable, and trying to be there. I don't know. It's just
You need the community.
yeah, absolutely. And every day, today we've met some great people throughout this week, and they've come
Shout
in.
out
and
Grace over there.
I know.
She's
Shout
doing
out
a great
Grace.
job, yeah.
Not throwing any names, but
Was your first time coming in here yesterday?
no, last week.
A couple days ago, whenever OC pooped, or no?
Right. Yeah.
She might not know about it.
That was
but I think it
that was
Hey,
pre-
you held
pre-
you held
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about that is,
No, it wasn't that day.
she walks
It
in
wasn't that day.
and she knows that this is a place of availability.
You feel it. You
But
just feel it.
Also,
Yeah.
she knows
It
that she
feels
wants
that
to
way,
give, and this is a place that there's something here. She doesn't know exactly what it is, but she's like, there's something that's growing inside of me, and this seems like the place where I can grow that.
Yeah.
And so for the people that are in need, and then people who are trying to like figure that source in their heart out.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
if you
the
have
benefit.
a need, if you feel a need to help, this is an avenue for you to go down.
Right.
Yeah, and there's all sorts of avenues. Like that's the cool part about this particular nonprofit. Because we like to tackle things when it comes to like the big picture stuff, and so we want to handle environmental crises. We want to do cleanups and make sure that things are sustainable and that there's nothing wasted, no food waste.
That's a big one for you. Yeah.
When it comes to books and when it comes to furniture, when it comes to things that people need, when it comes to veterans and homeless and those, there's plenty of resources in this world, so you don't have to purchase new all of the time, and it doesn't have to end up in the landfill. It can be reallocated to the people that need it, and instead of creating a carbon footprint and creating more problems, we can help people with that stuff. So to me, it's simple. It's a simple, sustainable solution. Just use what you have, use what God's given you, and then allocate it adequately to the people that need it the most. And that's all we're trying to do. But big picture stuff, so it's like we want to handle the environmental crisis, but at the same time we want to handle the poverty crisis and the food insecure crisis. And so that's what we're doing under one roof. When it comes to other nonprofits and other businesses, they're thinking about one problem.
Yeah.
And granted, that problem is a problem, and we need to solve it.
Yeah.
If
if you can go after that and tackle it and put a dent into it, definitely go for that.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. But absolutely, and so that's kind
You
of
guys have such a large scope.
It's a
large
delicate
scale,
balance.
right? Yeah.
It's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's the thing.
You're
about
playing
you guys is, like,
two different sides.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about these guys is I've noticed, like, whenever you talk to them, you don't talk to them about the same thing anytime you talk to them.
Exactly.
There's a different issue every time. These are things that are running through their heads and
All the
things
time.
that they are working
The things
to
they're worried
fix.
about, the things
Yeah.
they're pondering.
And so not only that, but they have plans in place to fix these things. So like I said, you'll have your hands in so many things, and like you're working in small and big ways, in so many different things to just help however you can, And
that's
like
what
I know it
it's
takes
all
so
about.
much mental
It's
and
the only way to
physical
solve
bandwidth
anything.
for you guys, man. Like you guys are heroes, man.
The compassion y'all show, everything that y'all do, that's what it's all
And
about.
just being cool ass
feels
dudes
right.
Absolutely.
the whole time, dude. Yeah. They're out here
And he
drinking
looked dope in his
IPAs and
glasses.
whiskeys with us out here.
Yeah,
bro.
I mean, yeah,
Stanley
that
can't
helps
even
a little
see
bit
right
too.
now,
That
dude.
helps a little bit
Come on,
too.
bro.
Where am I?
That helps a little bit too.
Yeah.
It feels right.
For sure.
It feels right.
For
Being
sure.
cool. No, what was funny is I did the last podcast with him. I didn't bring beer because it was my first Detours of business. I was
And
like,
you were tripping.
yeah, I was tripping on that.
And we were thirsty.
Yeah, dude.
What were you thinking?
No, so I did the podcast with him, and I was like, "This is the first Detours business. We're not going to drink. We're going to be serious." And they're like, "Dude, you should have brought beer." I was like, "Fuck, man, come
He
on."
was
dude.
pretty serious.
Yeah.
we were pretty serious.
It
I was
was a
like,
very
were we
good-
the most serious? Oh, look at you.
That was probably I think that was that, and then the Awashtas in
No,
Arkansas
we like being serious. We love being
was
serious.
one of my favorite podcasts. Yeah.
And no one's discrediting. No one's trying to say that y'all aren't serious.
Yeah, no, we
No,
are
definitely
serious.
It's just this is more of a relaxed.
I actually,
We need to do this.
we can
more
have a
often.
conversation,
Well, that's the problem. We're serious a lot of the time.
right?
yeah. So you need
And
to
a lot of
let
people
loose
think
sometimes,
that we
yeah.
are just serious. They're like, he's mean.
Ryan's serious.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Okay, well, my
Well,
child
y'all,
knows
y'all are
otherwise.
two
I'm
completely
fun.
different personalities.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
They're-
okay though. That
they're
works. That
opposite
works.
and
Like
complementary.
Kristen knows
so
that I
they-
like to have fun, and so we got to be jokesters too. But at the same time, you want to like incorporate people. You want to know how to
Right.
include people.
Yeah.
Right.
And so you got to be serious because the issues are serious.
Well, you're also
the
dealing
problems are
with people.
serious.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to kind of bring a comedic light to it too.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the only way to get through to people is to be
Yeah.
funny. And sometimes
It's a
little beer
delicate
helps
balance
with
that you walk, dude. Yeah, and that's one thing you notice. Like you've managed people.
Yeah.
You realize you can't talk to different
Everybody.
people the same way.
it. No way.
Right.
Sometimes you have to be funny. Sometimes you have to be really stern. Sometimes you just have to tell a dude to fuck off.
Yep.
No
And
one
then they'll be like,
no one
yeah.
thinks the same way.
Nobody thinks the same way.
Yeah,
Some people
absolutely.
take
Yeah.
things so much different. It's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
And you can't let them know how much you're sweating it. That's the
Oh,
hard part.
that's
It's
one
so
thing
heavy,
that goes
but-
across all of those.
Yeah.
Is like I don't give a fuck about what's going on here.
Yep.
I'm good. Yeah, because when they think you're not good, they're gonna play it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
Because people are tricky, dude. They'll run plastic for 60 years and not give a shit about where it goes, you know? That was the big one we talked about on the last one, dude.
I'm telling you,
my
man.
God, that
I
fucks
tell a
me
lot
up,
of
dude.
people about the plastic problem.
Yeah,
Plastic
that's huge,
pollution
yeah.
changed a lot of people's ways.
Dude,
a lot
I
of
was listening to that
corporations'
one, and I
ways.
could not remember the phthalates to the, not to take this to a dirty place or anything, but the phthalates to the taint situation.
What?
Come on, my
It's
guy.
something I heard on a
Come on,
podcast,
my
and I
guy.
looked it up in multiple different sources. Where
Here you go.
here you go. Everybody
Let
take
him
a
talk a
shot
little
on
bit.
that
Yeah,
one.
let him talk a little bit.
I'm so confused.
Let him have a little moment over there.
So
Talk about tanks.
phthalates, the microplastic that ends up in the bloodstream of almost everybody now.
Microplastics are in everyone.
They're in everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So the your fertility is directly
That's true. Okay, I see where you're going.
no,
Right.
it's directly connected to the size of your
Your taint.
taint.
Just say it, bro.
Okay,
Just say
yeah.
it.
It's directly connected to the size of your taint, and it's growing smaller, and we're all fucked. Okay, everybody's gonna die. And we're not making enough
though.
people.
It's bigger than that, though.
It's way bigger than that, but this is what I know.
What if I want a small tank?
Well, then you can
that's
just-
that's your decision
Bro,
over
die
there.
by
Okay,
yourself,
so you want your tank to be that small
hope
as long
everybody
as your
can hear
cock
that.
is that big.
No, I hope everybody couldn't hear
it
that.
won't matter.
To
You know
our
what I mean?
supporters out there, we love you, and we're sorry about that.
And we hope you have really big taints. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
dude. I'm sorry that it went there, and
taints are
I'm
not
sorry
the
that I was the one that brought it up.
Grace is in the audience, bro. Grace is right there.
Bro, Grace is reading my book with your chapter in it, bro. She knows what's going on, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously she's still here. She cares. Yeah. She wants to get to know us. Not
Yes.
just
It's
say it.
bigger
I
than.
think she just started a fundraiser for small taints.
If you have a small taint and you need to reach out, go to smalltaint.org.
It's
Ryan, I need you to go in and book that
No.
that domain name.
Whatever
for me,
you're about
okay,
to
real
say,
quick?
I don't even want No.
it's bigger.
Okay, so
it's bigger
hold
than
on.
the
I'm
small
going to cut
tanks.
everybody off, and I'm going to go to the next question.
Yes.
So I want to know, now that you guys are open, what resources do you have currently that you have for people? Because whenever I talked to you last time, you were kind of like not limited because you had a ton going on, but now I bet it's so
Yeah,
much.
last time you talked to us, we were kind of helping people by appointments. Well, we were helping people by appointments, but we weren't authorized to open the doors. So that was a tricky.
Right,
That was
yeah.
a tricky thing.
What gave you the authorization, though?
the city?
Yeah.
zoning
Okay.
and
Okay.
stuff like
they,
that.
They tell you.
How long
Having,
did that take?
hey, having
Oh, yeah,
bathrooms at work.
You know,
They always find so many
$65,000.
problems with everything. When you're trying to do a cafe, when you're trying to do any,
Money.
because
general.
you do everything in here.
you're right.
You
From
pay
what
me,
I've seen.
No, yeah. So with all of the restrictions, they had just a lot of restrictions. Let me just put
Yeah.
it that way on getting us open. So we were making appointments from the very beginning. Well, we've never stopped making appointments from our old place to our new place,
Yeah.
and then everything in between.
Even when I
We've
was
been
here
helping
last
people.
time, you guys were talking to people the whole time.
Right, so we set up
Yeah.
the 24/7 food pantry outside to help anybody who needs food. And then we were setting appointments for clothing, housewares, baby items, things like that. While
This
we
was
were
all by
closed.
appointment last time I was here.
All by appointment, but
Well,
kind
what-
of secretly under the radar.
Right.
Right.
I guess the biggest key
Like,
component.
you don't tell anybody, I won't tell anybody.
We just
Yeah.
need to help you, and
Right.
and we're not there yet. You know, the bathrooms weren't done, but
Yeah. You're not really allowed to be in here. But
no, we're allowed to be in here.
No,
You
But
guys
the
are.
the
But
world
they are.
isn't allowed
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
in here, right?
yeah.
Well, we started doing a community outreach outside the space. So
Okay.
we would, under the regulations, we were allowed to be under the awnings of the building,
Sidewalk.
the sidewalk, right?
What?
And you wouldn't have to pay for a city permit because it's not an outdoor event. It's just in the front of your space. So we were allowed to do that. So what we did was every
Bro,
third
that's-
Saturday, we'd roll out 8 to 12 racks of clothes, had our pantry full outside, and then we connected with different resources like Boost Mobile would come in and help people with low income. And if you're approved, it would help cover your phone bill.
Oh, yeah.
We had people
Shout out to
help
that
them.
shit.
Bro, because
Still-
Boost got the
we're still
deals,
doing that,
bro.
by the
way.
Sure, yeah, dude.
Boost is awesome.
Yeah.
So, and we had people who helped us with Medicaid, Medicare. We had volunteer nurses coming out doing
Job.
wellness checks,
Career help.
career help. We even had military Army come out to help recruit. So we were kind of
You're doing everything.
right, manipulating the
They're
system,
like,
but
we have a space.
right
We need people to come fill it.
But we were just doing it outside.
outside, right.
So we just roll everything out.
Is that what
out
the Green
front door.
Bodega started as? Was that like a...
You
So the
mean-
Green
no,
Bodega,
you mean
like
Dapper.
your...
Dapper.
Well, no, the Green Bodega, like your event out in the front where you were doing the... like where I went to sell, you know.
Oh, gotcha.
Well,
yeah.
That was our.
Was
so
that
there's
part of
was
that
the,
or no?
No, that was the Dapper Market.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's like a whole different thing.
Is
Yeah.
that now rebranded? Or-
Well, they're two separate. So since we had the building, Green Bodega was inside, so they were able to do events.
Oh,
It's its own business now.
oh, okay,
but-
so I just wasn't allowed to be inside. That's cool.
Yeah, well,
You hell, bro.
$65,000.
So Green Bodega,
$65,000.
Green Bodega is
I
the
didn't have it at the
apothecary,
time.
the
Yeah.
wellness stuff. But that's
Yes, okay.
and so that's a separate entity.
I still get y'all's emails, and I feel bad every time that I don't come and do it, dude.
We feel bad when you
Yeah,
don't
you
show
should.
up.
You should.
Well, no, because I was a vendor. I was a vendor
Yeah.
for one time, and then I fucking like literally that stuff that you have over there on the table
Yeah,
was from that.
from that first one. Yeah,
I bought like
I don't know, but you
so much stuff for that event, and I sold a good amount. It was a good time, and then I work on Saturdays.
Right.
Was the biggest deal for me, and then it just OC everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, see, why you gotta cause problems like that?
OC, leave. Hey, leave
She
her
runs
alone.
the
She's
show.
doing a great
Y'all don't
job.
gotta worry about that.
Yeah.
Bro, OC's
She
in
runs the
charge.
whole show.
OC's so in charge. It's crazy,
None
dude.
of this, none of this is possible without her over there. So
Probably true.
everyone just back off from that question.
So I get, wait, what was the question? So the question, yeah. So
What was the
What
question?
resources?
Did I ask the question?
You're asking
Yeah.
what resources do we have available now?
Yes, that
So
is that was
still
the
the
thing. You
same
said you had
resources.
your food pantry at front.
And so
Yeah.
food pantry, hot meals for seniors,
Yes.
elderly people, veterans, homeless individuals, which we serve every single day.
It's
I
every
got
day.
nice clothes in here too.
Lots of clothes,
Yes, sir. They were looking at your
housewares,
watches.
Good
They're-
selection.
baby items.
Yeah.
So a lot of what we
Computer
offer,
lab.
computer lab resources. So we help people find jobs. We'll help people get back on their feet after incarceration. We'll teach elderly people and senior citizens how to work on the computer. So if they don't know how to check their email, they don't know how to work spreadsheets, they don't know how to apply for jobs, we'll teach people one-on-one how to do those things as well.
It's sustainable resources. So it's not just I guess that old saying about hand out and hand up. So basically what we want to do is be able to offer these things to you, but not just hand them to you and push you off. Is to teach you, connect you with another resource, but still be big brother to be there for the next resource. So if you are coming in looking for a job and you're missing your ID, we get you connected, get your ID done. Then we can help you find that job. We get your application and your resume taken care of. We dress you for the job. You go interview. You pass the first interview. You come back. We feed you. We go through your interview again. We dress you for the next one. So by the time we're finished with this process, right, you're able to have 2 weeks worth of clothing. Is to help celebrate you and keep you on tact. We don't want to just
Yeah.
give you the shit and say you're good to go. The idea is to make sure that we help you back onto that apartment or connect you and find out why you're here, and let's fix all the other problems behind it. Right? It's not it's not just a check. It's not a check for rent. It's not a check for your insurance. It's like, why are all these things happening?
Yeah.
And then if we can help figure out that box, that's the most important.
Don't
piece, is
treat
to-
the symptoms, treat the problem.
right. Right.
We also help with the transportation, so anyone who needs a job here in the HEB community will make sure that they're connected so that they can get from wherever they are to their job, wherever they are to their interview, wherever they are to their school.
There's so many
and,
options.
And how do you do that though?
do you
Through
mean?
van? Through
There's so many options
partnerships.
here.
So
There's
partnerships.
Yeah.
It's really it's not our vans, but it's partnerships with other organizations. And so what we offer here is the resource, like what you need, like clothing wise, resume wise,
to go to a job
career
interview.
coaching, right?
Right.
And our
they'll give you
partners-
anything out of the store if you
anything,
need it,
but you whatever you need today, we'll hook you up with.
And you provide transportation to said job interview.
Well,
Right.
yeah, well, we're connected to another. It's called HEB Transit, and so we are one of their stops now, and we have passes for them. So this passes you can schedule out and say, I'm going to these appointments, my job. They pick you up and drop you off.
That's
at
awesome.
HEB. So
It's insane, dude.
That's awesome.
right.
Like
It's
the
good-
fact
it's
that
good
y'all
if
are
you're
so
in the-
connected is insane.
Well, and
So
that's
good.
you have to be connected because there's so
Yeah.
many people that need so many things, and you know what I mean. Some people
It's
need to
all
get to their
different,
medical
too,
their
yeah.
medical appointments. Some people need to get to their work. Some people need to get to school.
Yeah.
So we'd love to help people with what they need. There's no mass transit in this area.
No, and
So,
every bit of it
you know,
is so expensive, dude.
And every bit of it is so
God
expensive.
forbid
and people
you
are
take
sweating.
an Uber from here to Arlington,
Right.
you know?
No, that's what I'm saying. And
You're
people
going
are
to
sweating.
lose $20, $30 right there, dude.
Yeah, and they're sweating
That you
money.
don't
And
have.
You're like, well, I don't have an outfit to interview for this
Yeah.
particular job, administrative job. We give you the clothes right
Yeah.
there. So you keep that money in your pocket. You can fill your fridge. Oh wait, I don't have money. I don't have anything for food wise for my children, for my baby. We'll give you whatever
Have
you
your
need.
food pantry out front and back.
Anytime, all the time. But the point of what we're trying to do is to teach people to also be like productive and assimilate into society where you actually help people too.
Yeah.
So if you're taking the resources from somebody, we actually ask that you volunteer too. So we'll give you what you need today, but if you need it ongoingly, we ask that you volunteer
While you're here.
while you're here.
Yeah.
And so when you volunteer, you're able to help other people. So you can see what your resources and what your efforts are doing to help people in need.
So while you're on that topic, I do want to ask, what can people do to volunteer now? Because whenever we were talking about volunteering before, it was like painting walls and things
Right.
like that.
Yeah,
but now
different.
that you guys kind of have most of that
Clearly,
stuff done,
things have changed around here.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's dapper out here, buddy.
Growing up a little
yeah,
bit.
dude.
It's
Grown up a little bit.
Well, we have huge opportunities.
It's dapper, and we're aware of it. Okay.
That plug.
So funny. I know it.
Well, we have huge volunteer opportunities. I mean, because we are a thrift store and a cafe and a resource center and a pantry, we have huge opportunities for people to come in and be able to volunteer numerous times of the day. It's not really a set schedule. We really try to just beef up the availability of everything. So if your skills are waiting tables, we've got an opportunity for you. If you like admin work, we've got an opportunity for you. If you just community outreach and speaking to people, we've got opportunities there too. So it's pretty much endless, and it just kind of grows organically based on your own personal skills and how well we get to know you.
I think that kind of stems from you guys having so many different like skill sets as well, and reaching out into so many different communities, because you're very advanced in your kind of a skill set, and then yours is different, but like it's all on the same level. Of course, I'm not trying to do any of that, but it's like you guys are so great at so many things, but you're great at all these things over here, and he's so great at all these things. So you have all these avenues to put all these people in.
Yeah.
If you guys are both great at the same things, you could send them to so many places. But you guys have so many places to send these people.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And then, like, for kids, for instance, a lot of the things that we'd like to do is teach kids how to take care of people and take care of the homeless and take care of the environment. So what we like to do is take kids out to the Trinity River. So we'll pick up trash. We'll take them, we'll make sure that they know what's recyclable, what's biodegradable, and what's just waste in general, and how they can start turning that down. Like, stop buying styrofoam, stop buying plastic. This stuff ends
Ship
up in
your
the
Amazon
river,
boxes in the original packaging.
right? And then it ends up in the ocean. And so kids learn these lessons, and so it's so awesome to teach kids this stuff. And then we do our homeless service and our homeless outreach, to the streets, and that's providing people with food, providing people with clothes, providing people with jackets, shoes, boots, socks, those things in the wintertime. And the kids are there with us. So it's showing people that you really are blessed with what you have, and there are a lot of people that don't have what you do. And so we can offer those resources to people to help elevate their spirits.
Yeah.
They'll bring them out of poverty.
You
They'll
give
bring them
somebody
out of
one
hopelessness.
step up, and then they take the other steps.
Just give them a little bit of relief for a moment, if you can. And we're
Because when
working
you're
on
in that world,
right,
It's rough.
all the time.
and we have
Oh, yeah,
volunteers
it's rough.
that are here
You have
today
goggles on,
that are homeless.
Yeah.
Like today in this building that are homeless, And what we like to do is provide food, clothing, shoes, socks, simple stuff
little things they
that
don't have
need
to worry about anymore.
that at least help them feel better about their circumstance.
If I was homeless and I had a
Right?
good pair of socks, dude.
Well, and when you're homeless, you're walking all day, every day, looking for your next meal, looking for your next place to sleep.
That's what it's about, is the next meal.
The next meal. And they have
we were
socks
talking
that
about
have
that
holes in
earlier.
them. They have shoes that are flat and talk, while they're walking. So we like to provide all of that stuff.
How many people have you seen holding a sign up at a stoplight?
Tons.
Dude.
And
That breaks my heart.
It's so much more now.
It's
terrible. It's
terrible.
only
Every year
growing.
it's getting
These problems are
bigger,
only growing.
more and more.
And if you don't address them, and if you don't recognize them, if you don't teach the children, about those problems, then how are you ever going to solve them?
Right.
While poverty, the gap between the rich and the poor is growing constantly.
Right.
The rich get richer, and the poor get poorer.
Especially in
everybody-
this system.
And
In
it-
this
and it's-
system the system that's implemented,
That's what it is.
absolutely. That's how it's going
And there's
down.
no way around it. And so
and
more
nobody
people,
knows that either.
They know it. It's
Oh,
obvious.
no, they know, but it's back here.
Right.
It's like, oh, no, things are
Well, you're
fine.
just working.
It don't
Everything's
affect
fine.
them every day. It don't
Yeah.
affect them in
It
their
doesn't
day to
hurt
day
you
lives.
because your parents or
So they
you
don't-
happen to have
yeah.
an okay job,
They don't give a fuck. Just put it plainly. They
But when
don't
you
care.
have 4,000 veterans in Fort Worth alone, 4,000 living on the streets, and they've served our country for one reason or another, and they're living on the streets in a tent or not even on a tent. They're just by themselves on on the hard concrete.
110-degree weather
Right.
nowadays.
So
Yeah.
what? There's a problem.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of
Something is
elevate
not
their
going
spirits,
good.
and then when there's children out there and there's moms that can't get housing, it's just devastating. And so to me, the only option is to do what's right and to kind of be the hands and feet, like what Jesus would do, I guess, if you say, like I'm a spiritual kind of person. And so I feel like helping those in need is the most important thing we can do at this point in time.
Anything that you can.
Like, there's no question. And so whatever resources we have and the community brings to us, we will distribute and allocate adequately to those.
So
in need.
I want to ask you this question on that same note. When people say, don't give money to a homeless person
Yeah.
because they're going to use it
Yeah.
for
And they say that all the time.
all these things,
Yeah.
what is your answer?
That's a good question, actually. I get that all
You
the
don't
time.
want my answer.
Every once in a while, I'll bring
You
I
don't
want,
want
I
my
want yours
answer,
and then
bro.
yours.
You don't
Every
want
once in a
my
while, I'll
answer.
bring like $20 with me to homeless outreach, or $40.
Yeah.
And it's my own money.
Well,
It's
$20
not-
is a big bag of smack.
Yeah, and I don't have
You
much,
know.
so it's my own money. It's usually personal, and I will connect with somebody. It's usually a woman or a man. The last guy was in a wheelchair, had huge legs, had all kinds of
Swelling.
health problems, swelling, huge.
Yeah, dude.
Probably
And
high blood pressure.
Varicose
heart
veins.
problem.
everything's
Like
gonna
a
be
motherfucker, dude, yeah.
terrible. And he's living in the shelter at
Probably
Presbyterian.
been walking on those legs.
No, he doesn't walk anymore.
He just
No,
rolls
but
around.
he's
he
been.
rolls around, bro.
Yeah, and so he's miserable. And then a lady, and she was shopping, but we don't have anything for sale, right? So she's looking for her kids. She's homeless with her children. I have money in my pocket, ready to go for whoever needs it. I give the money to whoever I feel connected to personally.
Yeah.
And people have asked me in the past, they've seen me kind of like look in my pocket and give it to this dude. And they're like, why would you give that to that dude? Like, what if he just goes spends it on alcohol? What if he just spends it on drugs?
What if that's what he needs? For that?
And to me, it's like, I'm not thinking about what he's going to spend it on. I'm hoping that he goes to spend it on food. I'm hoping that he goes to feed himself and his children. But if he's not, it's not really up to me. My heart is giving that to somebody.
Yeah.
So I don't really give a shit what he does with it because I want to give it to him.
Yeah.
And if he wanted to go buy a beer or a pack of cigarettes for that day, just to eliminate that moment of stress
Yeah.
that he has, just a moment, just a day.
Because think about those times where you've just been destroyed by stress. Imagine somebody on the streets just completely
in,
destroyed
day
by
out.
stress, heat.
So when
Cold,
people ask me that, that's what I
anything,
tell
you know?
them, that like it's
God
not,
forbid they go buy something to
it's
make
what
them feel
you're
better
doing.
for a
It's
day,
not
you know?
what they're doing. It's what you're doing for them
Yeah.
that really, really matters.
And does it really
and-
hurt you?
And yeah, it's usually my personal money, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't really hurt me. I'm just like, I'm giving. I don't care. I don't really. If I watched him buy a beer, I might be upset, but I'm not watching him.
I'd probably buy a beer with him.
That
Right.
it wouldn't upset me at all.
Yeah.
Both my parents are.
I'll buy a
That
bottle.
wouldn't
Let's
upset me at
go,
all.
dude. Yeah.
Both my parents
We'll
are,
go chill at your tent.
are pastors and ministers, and I don't know. I've just always learned from them that it's like if I remember anything from them saying, it's like you give to give. Like, and that's from my heart. And once I give, it's a gift.
Yeah.
So if
It's
I
not
buy you a
yours
Christmas
anymore.
gift and I buy you a crock pot, it's not up to me to tell you how to use the crock pot.
Yeah.
That was
They
my gift.
re-gifted immediately.
Right, and
Give
that's
you
not
a
up to
gift
me.
card.
Right.
Like, what are you going to spend the gift card on?
Right.
Like whatever you want. Right.
Yeah.
So,
Whatever you
yeah.
want.
And then the other biggest piece is that my mom always told me is she was like, in order to receive blessings, you have to be able to give blessings.
That's right.
And that for me works with anything that I do. So if if I feel like today he needs a hug, like give him a hug. I'm not giving that hug for the gratification of like I'm gonna get a hug back or like I'm gonna get 5 hugs back. It's just like, man,
He's gonna hug me every time I see him
Yeah.
because that's my boy right there. You know? Yeah.
But there's something inside me told me that they needed this and maybe I needed it. But whatever that was, it was like that was for that moment. It was to give and I'm not gonna hold on to that 10 years later and be like, remember that hug I gave you? Like you owe me.
Oh no, for
you
real,
know.
dude,
So
yeah. You remember that one time you came into Dapper and you didn't buy anything, but I hugged you, and
Yeah, it doesn't happen like
it's
that.
not like that, dude. Yeah.
The goal is just to give, man, and then just know that you'll receive it when you do.
Yeah.
You know. And
What's funny is I
that's
came
it.
in here the other day, and not to cut you off, but I think it goes with it. But I watched a couple of people come in here. They didn't buy anything, but they talked to you guys, and you guys were able to
That's a
portray
game
just
changer.
a portion
having a
of
conversation.
your message, you know.
right.
And even if it didn't change anything about the way they think or anything like that, but you guys were able to get something out to
you
the
got
community.
You got to see some of that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got to see
Even
some
if
of
it's
that.
one person.
No, and it happens all the time, just like that. You can teach people all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? And you can make people aware of all kinds of problems if you just spend a moment with them. And that's the thing. Most people are receptive. Most people care. Honestly, there's a lot of good people. We were talking about this earlier. There's a lot of freaking
Jack's
good
a
people.
good fucking dude. By
No, he's
the
a
way.
great dude, and
That's
you know,
my
and
boy
that's what I'm
right
saying.
there,
Like,
dude.
all you gotta do is realize that there's a lot of great people around. But the problem is, we all have to just like participate in these circumstances that they've created for us. Work hard, work every day, wake up, work. You know, and then
And it's not even
make
the
ends
same.
meet,
Like
pay
you look
bills,
at
pay
another person,
bills.
you're like, you've been working all day. Like I've been working in the service industry for 10 years. But I look at a guy that's been under the fucking sun working on the roads for 10 years, you know, and I'm like, you've been working way harder than me, dude.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Like,
It's even bigger than that, though.
oh, it's huge.
It's the people that don't even have a job.
Yep.
Right.
They're sitting there. You don't know what their circumstances
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
They're holding a sign at a stop sign or a stoplight.
Now, but then
and
you do see.
no, you're pulling past them.
Yeah.
Everyone here has seen someone stand there with a sign saying they need help. No one puts themselves in that perspective.
That's right.
You look at them, you see them, you have empathy for their problems,
And then you pass by.
but you take off. Why is that? It's because we
Because you
have
think
we
they're begging. Because
right
you think they're just begging.
exactly. They're not.
Well, but so the thing
Well,
is,
maybe
we're in
they
a.
are.
Y'all,
we
y'all
are,
go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
No.
Yeah.
So we are in a fucked up world where there are those people that like they talk about the Las Vegas Strip, or they even talk about like I've heard it at like on the corner of Collins and I-30 over there, where these people will be sitting on like out there, and then they'll hop in their nice car and hop out of there.
Yeah.
Like they'll make $200 that day,
Yeah,
and then
dude,
just hop
there's-
in their car and
there's
go
people that-
home, where they pay rent and go.
There's
you know?
people that come here to the food pantry, you know, a lot, and there's other people that will look at them and be like, "Well, they have a nice car."
Yeah.
So I don't know if I
Well,
want
they
to
just
donate.
rolled up in a Nissan Sentra.
Yeah,
over
and they
there,
say
like,
that
what's-
they're like, she
yeah,
was in
I
a
walked
Cadillac.
here,
I don't know if I
motherfucker,
want to
like-
donate to this food pantry anymore because she came in a Cadillac. I'm like, come on. Honestly, does that really matter if she's driving a Cadillac? Where she
She's
got the
still
Cadillac?
here.
Whose Cadillac it was from? You know, like who
She's
cares?
still here.
She's
not
grabbing food, and
begging,
she's,
you
and she's
know,
not
like,
grabbing a lot. She's
hoping
grabbing
for money,
bread
yeah.
and salad and whatever. But then somebody else comes up. Well, I saw her riding a Cadillac, and I'm like, ma'am, just donate.
Now, on the
because you
same
wanna
note,
give.
You know what?
sell that fucking Cadillac, but
And it makes me wonder. I'm like, well, why are they in a Cadillac? But at the same time, like, it's
maybe
not
somebody
mine.
just give it.
It's-
You
yeah,
don't,
like,
you don't know.
exactly.
You don't know.
Maybe that's
everyone
all
else's
they have in
circumstances.
Or
this
they've
world,
got to lean
you
against
know?
it.
Or
and
maybe
it's
that's
upside
the
down and
only
they can't
thing
get
they
rid of
have.
it.
Maybe they
Yeah.
have no house, but just a Cadillac. Or maybe they have a Cadillac and they serve 12 other people. from some other
But if I
nursing
had to
home.
give something up, I would keep my car over my home because I got to get to work.
Right.
Yeah, and I could live in my
And
car.
I
if I
hear
had
that
to,
a
for
lot, dude.
sure,
Since
dude.
you said that, it reminds me of something we hear a lot here in the food pantry. Well, I see a lot of people coming in with these fancy cars, and I'm like,
Grabbing food out of your food pantry.
And I try
Yeah.
not to be, like,
Just be like, dude, if they need,
well, and that's what I
But
say.
then give to give, and you don't even know if they're
And
coming in and
need
helping
is
their
a
neighbors.
very
And I'm like,
interesting
man,
term.
just
Yeah.
don't judge
You know?
them. Just don't judge them. Give them a break. Like whatever the in the Bible it says, like, those without sin cast the first stone. Right? Who has the first stone to cast?
Is it you?
Yeah. Who's without sin? Look around you. There's not a single person without sin.
Yeah.
So you can't cast this stone.
Done my share.
So you don't know why that person's driving that car, and you shouldn't give a shit why they. If they're donating to 20 other people from their car and they're taking bread, their peanut butter, whatever it is, tuna fish, then and they come in and they ask me that all the time. They ask you that all the time, right? And that's bothersome to me because I'm just like, dude, don't judge. Just give. If you want to give to the food pantry, give to the food pantry.
At least there is a food pantry.
At least there is a food pantry.
And
Mickey
about
Mouse Clubhouse.
a conversation no one wants to have, but by the time that little girl right there is a grandmother, there might not be a food pantry to have.
If she makes
right.
it, if she makes it that far.
If there's
one
no,
looks around.
if there's no awareness,
No one wants to talk about that though.
I'm right to a restroom.
if there's no awareness per se.
right?
Aha, you turn up. All right, do you need to use the restroom? I do.
Yes.
All right, so let's take a break. We're going to come right back. And we'll talk a little bit more. We'll pull a couple of people more from the audience. Jack, you're doing such a fucking great job, dude.
We
I'm just
appreciate you,
sitting
Jack.
here.
right there.
I'm just sitting here, man.
Wow.
Said the man with the best beard in the business, bro. Let's go, dude.
It is what it is.
All right, bye, guys. We'll be right back. All right, guys. So we are back.
We're back.
We all just took a little pee break real quick. Everybody's just been drinking IPAs and whiskey over here. And we had to take a little break. But now, Jack has taken his seat over there. He's very comfy. Dude, you did great over here, by the way. We'll probably invite you back up here in a minute. But
actually,
we had to
sure.
get Grace up here.
Great.
Because I feel like Grace
Yay!
has some questions
I
for
do.
you guys.
I do.
So I would like to hear these before
Okay,
we go
Grace.
any further,
Come on,
because
Grace.
we've been
Well-
talking about the last year, and now that we're open, what questions do you have?
Well,
Grace?
actually, I wanted you to invite your
Viewers.
viewers to. We live in a world of technology.
Okay.
So if each viewer told their friends through Facebook or whatever they have the great things that these two people are doing,
Yeah.
that would help them a lot. Right there, they're volunteering
Yeah.
to help. You don't have to do money. You don't have to do. Just tell your friends.
right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, as I said, technology is our world.
yeah.
Each person commit to put on their Facebook, on their website, what they're doing, and there is where you come into place. Where are they going to tell them? Where
Yeah.
can they come to have their meal here? What is your address so that they can put that out there?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
364 East Pipeline Road, Hurst, Texas. We're the Awareness Project.
That is the physical location, but so she's talking about the digital world. So what websites
right,
do you
she's
have?
right.
Yeah,
Things
what
like that.
website will they find where your next event is going to be?
That's great.
Where your
So our
Yeah.
website, you can find all of our events, upcoming things on Facebook for the Awareness Project.
Yeah.
And then also you can find us on the web with our own website, the Awareness Project, dfw.org.
Okay.
And so you can subscribe to our newsletter from there. You can view our events from there. You can see our outreach and our planning and the things that we do here in the cafe, as well as the thrift store from the website. So the Awareness Project, dfw.org. And that's fantastic. We really appreciate that.
And if you're not, and if that's not your gig, and you just want to shop, that supports too. It's Dapper Inc. www.dapperinc.store. And that way, anything that you purchase helps us with any of the missions that we're doing, and it connects you with our cafe and events.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is that everything in the store over here?
That's everything in the store.
No,
Yeah.
no, everything is stored, but
No.
some things, some
Yeah,
featured
I mean
items.
everything that you have cataloged and all that
Online.
stuff, which
Yeah,
takes
correct.
just an insane amount of time.
Right.
Correct.
And if
Yeah.
you enjoy logging those kind of things and taking photographs,
You can absolutely
that's
come
part
up
of the
here
volunteer gig
and
too,
volunteer.
because it
Yes.
helps us raise funds.
Yeah,
Right.
It's.
Yeah. So the
I mean, it's an
Awareness
easy
Project
gig.
website
It's
will
just
direct you to
time
everything.
intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very true. A lot of what we need is social media.
Yes, it's awareness, and that's
it
and
is.
I love the name of what
The
you
awareness
chose,
program.
awareness, because it's awareness of what you say, the environment,
Yeah.
awareness that there are people out there that
In your
need your help,
community. Yeah.
and a lot of people. I don't think it's that they don't care. I think they just don't know
That's
how to
right.
help.
That's right.
So that's why the awareness
You
of
did it.
how to help.
That's right.
Because to me, I think most people are giving. They
are.
want to be a part of something.
I agree.
So just not knowing how to do it is our main problem.
That's right.
So I love that name that you gave it, the Awareness Project. And I have another question. You have a pantry outside. How can people just come by? Can they just put their food that they want to put out there? How's the best way that they can fill that pantry up so it's always full?
I was actually going to ask this question. Is this just food that you guys have as donations that you've been putting out there? Or is this from local businesses?
Actually,
or?
90% of it is from the community. So we've got, Susie Q that I've only got 2 hours a day, and my volunteering's from home. I'm going to make peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and I'm going to go to the pantry, and I'm going to pull what I can, and then she drives by and drops it off. We have several women in the community who are who have the availability, who have blocked times where they drop off stuff, and this is without our knowledge. Like they're
Yeah.
doing it on their own, they're owning it. They get
Half
them
the time y'all probably aren't even. Well, you're probably in here. but-
in it, right? And then there's a local page that they get on, and they'll take pictures. Hey, if I just dropped off this, it looks very empty. If you guys, anybody could drop off and donate, it'd be helpful. And the majority of that is not us filling. We go and maintain a little bit, but there's about 6 women who had that up on their own.
Not
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah. So, and we've had first timers. There's people that drop off at midnight, but it does give access to people there are some people who already work in 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And so there's no pantry, there's no service available at 3:00 in the morning, but they
Yeah,
can swing
right.
by here and pick up some groceries
Oh,
or
anytime.
something to eat.
So what's the best thing that we can bring?
So as far as the pantry outside, which
Say
is
non-perishables,
24/7,
right?
non-perishable.
non-perishable items like peanut butter, tuna fish, breads, things like that. When it comes to anything that won't expire quickly, anything that won't die in the heat.
Yeah.
So non-perishable stuff: beans, rice, breads.
Me and Jack were out there looking at Chill's inventory right now, which I mean it's been picked through all day, and we're like, we could do this,
Right.
Yeah.
And the
He
biggest
says about that
Mac and cheese is a
Mac
big
and
thing.
cheese. Yeah,
Right.
let's go.
So
Well,
it
the
comes,
biggest thing
it comes
that's-
like 12 times a day. No, more, probably 15 times a day that those shelves are stocked with all kinds of food
Right.
for people. And then 15 times a day, people come and receive the food. And it's from all over. And the cool thing about the pantry is you're getting families that are senior citizens. You're getting families that are refugees from all over the world. A lot from Guatemala in this area alone.
Really?
So a lot from Guatemala. So they're coming and they're getting food as well. And so you're finding tons and tons of people that are coming to receive meals or just peanut butter, just tuna fish, and they're making their own stuff. And then we replenish it with our food from here as well as the cafe.
But you guys have the cafe going on Saturdays
Right.
now, right?
Right.
Yeah, and the cafe is always available on Saturdays, but we put the non-perishables
Anything
out during
you can, yeah.
during the day. And so it's been a tremendous impact. We've had that thing out there for 2 years now, pretty much 2 years.
Even when y'all weren't open, that thing is.
We weren't open and it's 24/7, and it's helped a lot of people. And you know how many people tell me that they've received food from that pantry? All the time.
And you'll
It's
Y'all have
amazing.
good stuff out there too.
And not
Well,
only that, but public health loves it. They love us, and they're like, hey, we're going to let you guys keep these shelves out here as long as they're clean, as long as things aren't expired, as long as things aren't needed to be refrigerated. We're going to let you guys have the pantry to help people in need. And we love what you're doing. So we have the city behind us. We have the public health behind us. We have the community behind us. So it's just a matter of continuing it, keeping it stocked every day.
And as I said, if just everyone brought 1 can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people.
Yeah.
And
How many
I'm-
people live here?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And then next door you have the Planet Fitness. So it's really easy to find this place because it's right next door to Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
If everybody that came to that Planet Fitness, when they came to work out, brought 1 can and
Right.
placed it on that pantry, we'd be feeding a lot of people.
That's right.
So as again,
right.
awareness is the most important
Yeah.
because $1 for a Chef Boyardee will feed somebody that really
For a
needs
whole night,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, and they'll just open that can and eat it cold.
You
right.
see
Because-
Chef Boyardee,
yeah.
feed a whole
Right.
family. you
Yeah.
know?
And it's convenient if you don't have something in your pantry and you need to pick something up. There's literally a Dollar General right,
Right
next,
next door.
Yeah.
So it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
And that's what people do.
Like if you need the milk to put in what do I think?
Macaroni and cheese.
I'm thinking
Mac,
of the,
mac and cheese, yeah, mac and, that's a good one to bring out there.
All right.
Mac and cheese.
What is
But,
it? The
but that's
something
what people
helper.
do.
Hamburger helper.
Hamburger helper. Yeah.
But that's what people do all
Yeah.
day. They'll go to the store and then they'll buy extra stuff just for
Just
the
for
pantry.
the pantry.
Wow.
Just for the pantry.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. And it's like kind of rejuvenating to see that so many people care about others in need.
And imagine
you
this.
can
Just
watch
see
it.
your stores
Right.
out there.
If you
just
live
stay
here and you
full.
work here and just go outside, like I'm here all day, every day. You walk outside and you watch all these people come and get this food, but then you watch and it's replenished
Right.
quickly.
Well, I've seen two
It's a
cool
blessing.
things.
But we still
Yeah.
need more people.
Oh, yeah,
More
it's
people,
not
Yes.
yeah.
enough.
It's definitely not enough, and
Never.
we need more involvement. Is
Right.
what I think.
If that
right
was
now.
Absolutely.
a huge store and then there was everybody knew that it was there, it would just be the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Well, the cool supplement part is that sometimes you go to the store and you've only got like $20 in your pocket, right? And you're thinking, what do I need to get? They can walk to that pantry and decide, okay, I found XYZ. Now I know that I can spend my money when I go into this Dollar General and
Yeah.
grab these things. So now you've just increased this person's
So
weekly
the beans
grocery
that I
allowance.
needed or the rice
Right.
that
I don't have to
needed
buy those
is
things.
here.
I can buy the milk, the eggs, and the cheese, right? Because that's all.
And I mean, like even like just us, like I mean, we do pretty well, and it's like our grocery bill is insane.
right?
That's our main
That's a fact.
spend, you
Right.
know. Like
Yeah,
as
that's
like
the main
people that
spend.
like we both have jobs, and,
Right.
like we make fairly good money. I mean, in this market, it's insane.
Well, it,
But like we go to the store, that's our main
Yeah.
Well,
main expense.
the crazy part of it is
Food's
that
wild.
Ryan and I like wholeheartedly believe in this, not because we think it's just a cool idea. There's been times in this past 2 years where like we are living off of our own pantry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we've had to supplement that and it's not a shameful thing. It's just one of those things like that's where it's come to.
In the
And-
beginning, it
I
was
mean,
kind
you
of.
look great.
In the beginning,
Your
in the
skin's
beginning, it was kind
glowing.
of rough because we came from like corporate world, you know, like where we had money,
Yeah.
we could buy whatever we wanted. It was something that was sustainable. And you
That's the
felt
thing.
it.
I was listening to
And
the
now it's
podcast,
like-
the last podcast, and you guys both left.
Yeah, money,
Like 6-figure jobs.
yeah,
right?
money, yeah, dude,
Insane. Yeah, you left New York
yeah.
with the biggest thing. I was listening. The thing I heard before I got here was the flood, and it pissed me off so bad, dude.
Yeah, I'm
Which
still
is
bitter about
waste
it.
Yeah,
in general.
dude, it-
Just
oh
the
my
waste,
God.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and I don't mind, and I haven't bought groceries in probably months,
Yeah.
and that's weird. But my kid has grown, and she's gone off to college. I get food from the pantry, and I make food here. But you know, now I'm acclimated to this lifestyle, and I'm humbled by the experience, and I'm also connected to people who need it the most.
Well, if you're eating like what I tried today,
Oh, dude.
because I tried their food
They
today,
make gourmet
Let
food.
me tell you.
Yes.
that bowl, it was a vegetarian bowl with beans and rice and cilantro, sriracha. I mean, it had all the most
Yeah.
wonderful flavors of healthy food because that's what you're serving to the public. So
Right.
if you want to come here and have really
Oh,
good,
thank you so
healthy
much.
food, that's what you're going to get.
Like you
You're-
can
you're
go out
making
there
my
and
mouth
pull
water.
from the pantry.
Yeah,
You can
I'm
get.
telling
You
you.
can go out there and pull from the pantry, get some
Right.
beans or whatever it is, but you can come in here and
on
you can
Saturdays,
get
yes.
a gourmet. Like I mean, you guys
Hot-
are great.
hot, fresh meal, yeah.
Every time I come in here, the first like 10 times I come in here, you're like, "Do you want some coffee?" And he's like, "Do you want lavender chamomile or what is it?
Oh, the
lavender
teas.
chamomile.
Yes,
lavender
the
chamomile
wonderful
syrup. And
tea.
do you want
Over the top
mushroom
with
creamer?
that stuff.
Everything, all this stuff." He's
Yeah,
like, "Do you want
but
me to
We
completely?"
Okay, I'm bougie on a dime.
Y'all are fantastic. Yeah. Dude, I was
it's-
literally driving home. I hadn't
cracking
eaten.
up over there.
I hadn't eaten, and I was
'Cause you
driving
know.
home.
Like,
and
I know.
My head looks crazy. I was like, dude.
So
I'm
yeah,
like,
don't think
this
that
is
you're going to
fantastic.
come in here on Saturday and have a. I'll
They're
just
gonna give you
go
like
over
a
there
little
to
club
eat and
sandwich
donate.
with some,
No,
like, regular
you're going
meat,
to
you know?
eat a wonderful
Aw.
meal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
And it's going to
That's
be
amazing.
vegetarian
honest.
and sustainable
Right.
in every
That's
possible
right.
way.
That's right.
Yeah.
A lot of what we take in.
Now, not
is-
to say that vegetarian is absolutely the way to go or anything like that, but
It is.
well,
But they had, for those that are not vegetarian, they had the protein
No,
of
yeah.
chicken.
I'm not
Right, which is very
vegetarian.
healthy.
I'm not vegetarian yet, but
But-
yes,
I like
absolutely.
meat.
I wanna
Okay,
get- I like
okay,
meat
that's
too.
why I'm trying to advocate for my people.
No, but vegetarian, as far as
Now,
like,
for the
as far
sustainability
as
of
like
the planet,
sustainability
yes.
of the planet, yes.
Is the
Yes.
best.
You want to
Yeah.
go vegetarian?
Well, there's also a huge component that we haven't talked about is that we have our basic menu, but we have a rescue menu as well. And so that
Rescue
the
menu,
rescue menu is, you've heard farm to table,
Yeah.
but ours is rescue. So sometimes grocery stores will discard absolutely great meat,
Oh, yeah.
protein, vegetables, and they're
You
going
know,
to trash it.
I've had meat. I've taken it to the checkout, and then something's happened, and I wasn't able to buy it, and they were like, "We have to throw it out."
Right.
It's like, what?
This is
yeah.
like-
Yeah.
Well, can I just take it then? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, what the fuck? What
No,
are we
it
doing,
goes in
dude?
the dumpster a lot of the time,
Right.
and so
Like the
we
second you
rescue
touch
that.
it, it's
Right,
Yeah.
and so it's unfortunate, but the FDA hasn't changed their regulations in a while,
Right.
so they're really, really behind when it comes to expiration dates and things like that. And so that's actually a thing that the Biden administration actually is working on now, changing expirations and best by dates and things like that. So that's coming.
I've
hopefully.
heard that actually.
So
yeah.
hopefully that will change, but yeah, things
They're not
don't
calling
expire.
it the Best Buy. They're not calling it expiration dates, right? They're calling
Calling
It's
it
called
Best
Best
Buy.
Buy.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
So there's a difference. So what we accept is Best Buy stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so it's Best
You throw your
Buy
milk
saying
out
September
after
1,
however long.
but a lot of the time it has a sustainability factor of another week. And so we'll take that produce that's ugly or trash,
Well,
and we'll turn it
yogurt
into
will last forever.
Or yogurt lasts forever.
I mean,
And
that's
so-
what it is.
Yeah, right.
curdled milk.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
And so a lot of what we try to do is make sure that that's a sustainable feature in the restaurant. And so it's not getting thrown out, but we're actually repurposing it and turning it into healthy food. For
yes,
people
and
in
that's
need.
what I noticed most of all of my experience was that it is healthy food. And I think
Yeah.
that with that, I'm going to thank you for letting me be here.
Absolutely,
I'm so
yeah.
honored to be part of this.
Thank you for
And
being here.
yes.
Thank you,
It makes my
Grace.
heart
Yeah.
full.
I'm so happy to have met you. Yeah.
She's brand new,
Yeah.
and she's giving us love like this.
She's killing
And
it out
feels-
here, is what she's doing.
Like,
Yeah, thank you,
honestly,
Grace. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My next guest, actually.
Oh, we have a guest?
Oh, no. Did Zach leave? Where's Zach? No, Zach Chambers. Oh, well.
She get Wisa up
That's
here.
unfortunate. My next guest after him was going to be Zach Sandoval, but
No, he was just here. Like,
Big Zach, get up here, dude. Yeah. I just wanted to get Zach up here because I missed him on Granny's Garage last time, unfortunately. But we have the best Zach out here. The man with the sparkly beard.
the best
Here.
beard around.
Dude, I don't know what you're doing to this beard to make it sparkly. Are you actually putting... Is there something in here
put
that's
some
making it
oil in
sparkly?
Beard
Just,
oil.
just hopes,
Tell me
hopes,
that's
and,
not
just hopes,
sparkly, dude.
just hopes and dreams.
Hopes and dreams.
Hopes and dreams.
Such a
yeah.
shame.
Hopes
Oh,
and
yeah.
dreams.
Lots of shame. Lots of shame.
The hair on my head and face will stay
Right,
here.
right. Felt like I had to have my sunglasses.
This is the rave grandpa, the Don,
or now the
boy,
the trip father now.
Zach, the trip father.
Yeah, that was the new one.
Where'd the trip father come from?
My buddy Aaron bestowed that one on me, and I was like, that one kind of I really liked. And
So
it's-
you and Ryan are gonna get along very well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We already do.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
What we were talking about was my one of the many monikers that I've earned over the.
Oh, yeah.
Is
So
my
this
newest
guy
one.
started doing psychedelics and such when you were 35.
35, yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah. And so he has just enveloped the
Culture.
community, the culture, everything.
Yep.
And so he is now,
Kind of going through my own healing journey now.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's like really a lot of the stuff that you guys have been really up here talking about is really kind of resonated.
So Zach, you've been in corporate jobs
man.
your whole life.
Yeah, my entire life.
So
started
now
off-
away
you
from
have
that.
not
Yes.
only forsaken those, but
Blame
kind
you.
of gone on in opposition towards those, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Which I think you guys can kind of relate to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's easy to oppose it. It's
Because
easy to embrace
what the
it.
fuck
because,
are y'all doing, dude?
Right.
Yeah.
But you know the thing that I've noticed about the corporate world is like you oppose it at first, but you also want to train them and teach them.
Yeah, because if you can get
to
it
do
on
better.
a corporate level,
And that's what I've been able
huge.
to do, and Stanley's been able to do is teach people. Like, man, you guys are wasting a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You guys are expending a lot of resources, and you know what? You can invest and repurpose and do things differently and advocate volunteerisms and things like that. And so things are changing
Yeah.
so
slowly
many
but
things that you
surely.
could outsource, not even pay for.
yeah.
That's
Well,
the thing. Like whenever I was listening to yours, it's like when they came and took all of that stuff, and you already had a nonprofit ready to go.
Free,
They're like,
free service, and they
just
paid
pay
other
for
people,
it.
right?
Just pay for it and fuck
Paid
it
for the
off.
loss.
Yeah, pay for the loss.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what the funny thing is, though, too? A lot of the places that I've worked for and been in the corporate world in the past, they've come to volunteer for us
Yeah.
as bosses. We've been their bosses, sort of, as like leaders, telling
Yeah.
them what to do. And
Because you guys aren't exactly like, well, but y'all are like bosses.
I mean,
y'all are both very
and-
corporately
and-
trained.
yeah, and
Fantastic
today
leader
even
type
one of my
people,
colleagues
you know?
from my previous corporate job came in today to support us, and it's something that they recognize that the community needs, that the world needs. That hey, man, I have money that I don't know what to do with.
Right. Well,
What do I do?
Right, and a lot of the like on the corporate side, and I'm kind of going through this now because quite literally in February I lost my $100,000 job that where I was kind of pushing back on them and trying to provide them critical feedback as to some of the things they could do to reduce their like they had a 60% turnover rate.
That's huge.
They were going through employees literally
All the time.
every year. They had 60% of all their new hires in the
Wasting
first
a
year.
lot
So
of
you
money.
went through a traumatic incident,
Yeah,
and they were like, "Why are you not at work 2 weeks later?"
Yeah, like
You know?
literally, I got into a car accident, and that's kind of where like a lot of my perspective kind of shifted to where it's like I need to actually focus on my healing journey because literally I was in a car accident that I shouldn't have
Definitely shouldn't have.
lived through.
Yeah.
And I came back to work within a month, I think it was, and didn't provide me any accommodations, no nothing, and expected me to just jump straight back into it.
Yeah.
But yet anyone else who's ever taken short term disability, they helped.
Yeah.
And so for some
And
reason,
your workload was
the same.
insane.
And I kept trying to tell them like, I need help. And then when finally got to the point where I was like, I had to push them, and then instead of them turning and helping me out like they've done with several others, they pushed me out. And I was like, all right, well, so I'm done with the corporate world and trying to help you all, because literally, like prior to the accident, like all my focus was trying to help kind of shift perspective or give kind of level set their new hires, provide like step in and actually take it upon myself to actually help kind of let them see that it's not this overwhelming job that where most of the new hires would bail out last minute. They'd just be like get so frustrated,
which is
dip.
a lot of the corporate world.
And so I was investing a lot of myself into that.
Both of y'all's jobs
and then they
sounded
turned around.
overwhelming to me.
Yeah, well, a lot of mine is
was,
like the curse of
to a degree.
the bottom line.
Yeah.
Right? There's that magic word, they're like, your bottom line. But there's only one.
You're still making money at
Right.
this level.
There's only one dialogue around it. It's like you do this or not. But you know what? If I have my losses, I can shift those things like write-offs for taxes.
Yeah.
By donating. There's a loss is a loss.
You're not
But
losing money.
I can figure out where that goes. But like your situation, I've had those people under me where it was literally the conversation with me is like they're not doing their productivity, and then if I try to backup while they're going through the situation.
Yeah.
So is your job worth their job?
Exactly.
This job's more important. So it's forcing me to make this choice that shouldn't even be a choice.
You should,
Right.
you should
You know,
fire
if-
this dude that needs
Right.
the
If he's
job.
taking that time and I'm willing to take on that job, that workload
Yeah.
because of what's going on for my longevity.
Yeah.
They tell you it's a long term thing, but all the choices that they make are very short term,
Short-term,
and it's very about that money they're going to make
Right.
that month, that quarter,
Yeah.
that year.
Exactly. And
Well,
like,
because they're like, I might make, $10 million, but if we make 8, what the fuck is going on,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've had my boots shaking. I'm like, they're like calling me. They're like, you're down 10%. I'm like, wait a minute, wait, hold
What's
on.
10% of $50 million?
Right.
you
Well, then
know?
I back up. I'm like, wait, I'm down 10% on my own numbers,
Yeah.
which I brought you up 65.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
my
dude.
down 10 is actually I'm still up
So I
35%
murdered
of
it
everyone
last
else.
year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's
So you just expect me to be
Yeah.
at high RPMs all the time?
right,
Exactly.
and then they want to know whose fault it, and then
It's your
that-
fault.
That forces
That's
is
whose fault it
Yeah, you
is.
don't want to say I want to lose my job, so you've got to find where the problem is, and they'll pick that pocket of like,
Right.
well, this guy's underperforming it. Well, he just came back from. They don't want to hear it.
Well, yeah, and like I had the most. My son actually provided me the most perspective shift that I had right after I lost my job, because my son knew I was actually about to go on short term disability because that was their only solution.
They
told me
They
like
fired him before he went on
yeah,
disability.
short
That's what happened.
disability.
Sounds
And-
about right.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
and so they told
Before
me that
they
was
had
the-
to pay him, they were like,
Yeah, we are.
Fired.
But so my son knew it. He literally told me this. He goes, "Well, if you're having to go on short term disability after only being there for 2 years," I was like, "How many times are you going to go on short term disability
for the next
for however
20.
long you're with this company?"
Right.
So if it's only been 2 years and you're going short term disability because you're stressed out and you're starting to feel symptoms of that, how good is this job actually?
right.
He's like, so
Now
it's-
the money was fantastic.
yeah, the money's fantastic,
Workload and
but if
stress
It doesn't really matter.
But if I'm having to go on short-term disability
Well,
just
he
to
was
get
telling me
a
about
break,
this job. I was like, this
Right.
sounds awful.
Well, their
But
business-
you're making
their-
good money. I'm not going to knock your job, but
right.
it sounds awful to me.
Yeah.
But their business choices. Do I pay him now? In the state, it's 6 months of unemployment,
Yeah.
or do I do this on and off thing that can be exponential?
yeah.
And so,
Well, 'cause
cut
that's what-
your losses is the word.
Well, because
Can
literally
help
I
you
had
and keep my money. You
yeah,
know?
because I literally had HR telling me like, well, if you want some relief off, do a short-term disability. I was like, but I'm fine. Health right now. I'm just telling you, it's going to become a problem. If you don't take care of the situation, you don't reduce my workload.
You
I
don't
want to
help
take
me out
I don't want
a
to take the
little
time
bit.
off. I want to be a good employee for you. And they're like, yeah, take short-term disability. Okay. Then I finally had to, and then they're like, nope, never mind, gone.
Yeah.
But so my son was like, it's like, is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Is it worth your health?
Right.
I was like, nope.
It's like
No,
you're
it's
being
time to
forced
grow.
into submission.
Yeah, exactly.
It's time
but,
to grow out of it.
But yeah, but I mean,
By a
help me
big
kind of
corporation that thinks they're bigger than you.
yeah. But it turned into a blessing because
Right.
honestly,
Dude, you have flourished. in
dude,
that
yeah,
time.
like in the
So
it's
what,
like
what,
6 months now.
what things have you been doing now? Because
Well,
dude.
yeah, well,
I know,
I had
I
to dress.
but they don't know.
yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I had to
I'm very
have
excited
like a
about
come to Jesus moment with myself because there was my own accountability. Even though it was like I put a lot of the blame onto the company and whatnot, but there was also some detrimental things that I was doing to myself that wouldn't have. There's no way I could have sustained it, which was my cocaine addiction. I was severely addicted to cocaine. I wasn't taking care of my mental health. I wasn't taking care of my physical health.
Taking care of that beard, though. What's
So
that?
right, yeah. Well, it all kind of happened right around the same time. It's like right as I lost the job, and it's like
I'm sorry, dude.
a community outreach program very similar to y'all's is actually what helped me, which I'm sure y'all probably are familiar with, MHMR and Tarrant
Yeah, of
County.
course.
Yeah.
So they helped me get into counseling and get into therapy, where I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, depression. I've got my medication treatment. I've
I
got-
started treating the problem,
They-
not
they-
the
They've
symptoms.
done you a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like now I've been 2 months sober from cocaine, so that's been
amazing.
fantastic. Yep.
That's my fucking boy right
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's
But-
fantastic.
But as a result of it, it's kind of shifted my perspective and my purpose, and it's like now like I have a clear path, and I see everything that
Isn't that weird?
I can do, and it
Weird how that happens.
yeah, and now I'm at this kind of weird spot where it's like I see everything, like all my potential. Now it's just a matter of putting it in order to actually
Putting
go
it
for it.
together,
Because now it's like a little
They have
overwhelming.
a clear
like,
mind. You have a clear
I'm like,
field.
holy shit,
You're like,
all the
oh
stuff
my
that I
god.
can actually accomplish if I just
Yeah.
achieve my full
Yeah.
potential. But now it's a matter of just putting that all into perspective. And so now I'm
But you've already gotten this far, which
Now,
is not the
So,
most important thing.
with
so
your
that's easier.
you're doing a photography business and videography and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, so I have two partners that we're working on building an overarching plan from photography to art installations to vending to event production. So we're still kind of on the early ends on it, but we're
You should help us with some.
I was just looking for
You're
that
trying
look
to
right
do
there.
this.
I was
You are
trying to do
trying.
this right now. Yeah, I
he's
was
trying to
I
connect.
feel a
telling you.
collaboration.
You need to be part of this company right here.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
No, we need that.
I was whenever y'all met earlier, I was like, how the fuck have y'all met before
I
this?
believe we
Yeah.
because when I was thinking about it, I believe we have met because there was one awareness project that I did attend in Arlington. It was at a brewery.
Oh,
And I believe we
okay.
met. I believe we met.
Maybe we've been
met
there. I don't know.
But
There's no other awareness projects.
well, it would have been y'all because
There's
Crystal.
one other. I take
And
it
we
back.
like
It's
beer.
Yeah, we like beer. Yeah.
There's one other
Kristen's the
awareness
daddy out
project.
here,
and
dude.
they're
What's
in-
up, baby? Yeah.
And they're in Australia.
Yeah, well, I know
The other-
because Kristen invited me out. It was what brewery? It was a brewery. in
So
Arlington.
all of y'all
okay.
have been friends with Kristen's longer than I have, and
Oh, maybe
Oh,
it
you
was.
did?
her. I thought it was Arlington.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god,
That's what it was,
That's so
yeah.
long ago.
Yeah, it was quite a while ago.
Oh man, I'm sorry. My memory is
No,
very
mine
short term.
is
I'm
shit.
like Dory.
he
Mine
didn't
is
have a
shit.
beard.
Mine
though.
Mine is shit too.
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
dude.
I didn't.
I know he didn't have
Yeah,
a beard.
I didn't look
then.
like Harry from the Hendersons.
You probably didn't have
It's
it.
an old reference, but
He probably
Yeah.
looked like a guy that worked at T-Mobile or something,
yeah,
right?
which I did. Yeah, I'm proud at that time. So, but yeah, no,
No, he
it's
did,
like
for
yeah,
sure.
it's like my two
No,
friends,
it's
Sammy
Sprint,
and
wasn't
Mitch.
it?
We need
Sorry.
help with videography. We need help with that kind of stuff.
I got
We
that.
had a couple people that fell through that didn't have the right. I don't think they cared enough about what we
I wouldn't say
cared.
connection.
So this was the connection I was trying to
right?
make whenever I brought you up here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, unfortunately for everybody here, and unfortunately because I feel like I made this
You know how
happen.
many
You
people
know,
come through?
I'm a pushy motherfucker out here. You know?
I don't want to toot any
But
horns,
Zach
but
he's done my what do you call
Some of your
it?
graphic designs.
Graphic designs
Yeah.
for a few of my podcasts here and there, and they've
Yeah, so
all
like the
done fantastic.
greatest garage.
Just little stuff here,
some of
you
the-
know.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that's
a
good
couple
stuff.
of
I like
the
it.
podcasts.
I like
pictures
it,
and stuff.
actually.
They've done very good.
Yeah,
and I think it's, like little things here and there, like whether you pay or not, and then eventually it could be a paid gig, like little things. I'm just fucking spitballing
like
here. I don't know what the fuck's
the way
going
that
on.
I've been approaching it with, as far as just getting like my portfolio created with the videography and the photography,
It's better than most of the trained.
is what
videographers
it's
yeah.
like. I'm not necessarily pursuing an income for it at the time. What I want to do.
That's
is,
what they all say.
Well, no, it's like I want to build up my portfolio, and I want to build a reputation of someone that does quality work for the art of it, for the benefit of it. So rather than leaning on friends to provide me the income, I lean on friends to provide me the referrals.
Yeah.
So I provide them the service that I have. That I was like, I see something that they're trying to build. Well, let me offer this to
That's cool.
in exchange.
Now, I will
so
say
can we
this
connect?
isn't a money pit
No,
here,
absolutely
but
not.
it's
And that's
something
not-
that could turn into something.
No, and right now it's like I'm not
Because
not even
I believe
looking
in his business. I believe in everything that he has done.
Yeah.
He's done great things for
Yeah.
me on
Yeah.
no pay,
Yeah,
other than my companionship and,
because of it,
hanging out and stuff. But
because all the stuff that I'm currently working on, it's all passion projects for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm working on other ways to
Dude,
get
he is the rave
to-
Don. He's
to-
the Don. He's
That's
the
cool.
rave grandpa. He is the,
Yeah, man.
what was
We'd
the other
love to
one?
have you around.
Absolutely, yeah.
Love
No,
to
I
have you
definitely
around.
like just
He
listening
takes-
to
We've had some
everything.
people fall through that just didn't really care about the issues as much
Yeah.
as we did, and
He
they're
does
more
all
into
of
the
this
money
stuff
aspect
for
of
free.
things.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's like
So,
You pay
yeah,
him
it's cool.
$10, he'll do the best job in the fucking world.
$10?
$10
Dude, I got that right now.
Right,
Let's
yeah.
go, dude.
Oh, wow.
I was already sitting over there editing
Grace
pictures
helped
and
me with
everything.
$10
I saw you
earlier.
taking videos.
Yeah, it's like I already taking pictures and stuff. Yeah,
Wow.
like I see the pictures and I just start taking pictures
Yeah,
and start
he
editing.
can't help
No.
it.
Yeah,
He
I
can't
can't.
help
No,
it.
we're going
It's
to take
weird.
advantage
It's
of you.
somewhere
but
in
we
there.
love you. Are you local?
Yeah, I live in Arlington right now. Yeah,
Sweet, super close.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yep,
Yeah,
I'm
man,
always
we love
around.
You used to live in
Las Colinas.
Salinas, yeah.
Yep.
Right there, when he was a corporate guy, he lived in Los Angeles.
Yeah, he was fancy then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not so fancy.
No, now I'm living in a house. No big. It's not mine.
Yeah, things happen, man.
No, it is. It's like.
But either way, he's
the
sexy and he does a good job.
But the thing is, like since
I mean, look at that fucking beard, dude.
since losing that job, it's like things have lined up in a way that I could not have, that it could have never happened had I had that job.
Yeah.
When you're doing good things and when you're helping people, you will always get good
You
results.
attract
Exactly.
good when
There's
you do
no
good,
doubt in my
you know?
mind. It is proven. It is the most effective way to diagnose your situation. You're in the deepest of depressions, and I've been in it.
Well, because
and I
of
feel
money.
it sometimes.
You know, most of the
and
time.
money is the most fucked up of all, and I hate
It will
to say
depress
that,
you to no
but
end.
I am constantly in a predicament of money.
Yeah.
But when I am helping people, when I'm serving people, when I'm giving to people, when I'm being empathetic to those in need.
Did you guys, can I
will
ask you this
receive
question? When you were
blessings.
making as much money as y'all were making, did you still have the same depression? Because I make good
Yeah.
money, and I
Yeah.
still have the same
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
of like, what am I doing? Where is this
Yeah, the
coming
weight-
from? What is this? And
Yeah, the weight's
I
still
make
there.
good money, and I'm like, why am I still stressed?
Oh yeah, I was having.
You know, like what?
I was completely stressed and depressed. It was.
Yeah,
I had an idea of what job I wanted to do.
doesn't solve
I
anything.
surpassed that job and kept
You
going up
murdered
because
your field.
well, it was
By the
just
way.
one of those things where it was like this wasn't making me happy. I need to grab something else. Oh, that's available. I'm
let's
gonna
go
do
for
that too.
Yeah.
And they
It
meant
doesn't
me.
fit with my sensibilities per se, but let's go for it.
No, well,
They meant me.
I'm dapper.
no,
Let's go.
right,
dude.
right.
It's like,
the
oh my
biggest-
God, my heart is growing suddenly. I met
It's
Ryan,
bigger
and suddenly
10 sizes
my
that
heart,
day.
I feel people, environment, love.
And I understand now that there is a healthy piece of
No, it
delusion
is.
that
It's
is
like-
good for life.
Dude, for real.
Well,
Hey,
no,
have
it's
you ever
true,
heard
though.
ignorance
watched-
is bliss?
Right?
God, I
He
wish
real
I was
ignorant.
dumb.
He real ignorant.
God, I wish I was dumb.
We're not
dude.
talking
Fuck,
about
man.
Arkansas right
Yeah.
now, bro.
God, I wish I was, dude. I'll
I'm
talk
just kidding.
Arkansas right now, dude. Let's go, brother.
Let's
go, brother.
I'll be dumb if I'll be happier right
Sorry,
now.
bro.
All right,
Let's go. Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Matthew McConaughey.
If I can be
the
dumb and be happy, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can, but that's the problem. You can't be dumb and be happy. It's very tricky
Because you're dumb.
there's-
No,
Well, it
I'm
depends on where you are.
No.
If you're in a place like a city,
Yeah.
and you're dumb and
You have
ignorant,
city
you're
problems.
surrounded by people that are going to bring you to some degree
Yeah.
more elevated in your experiences, and your level of ignorance will change you. Then the depression sets in. You know
There
what I'm
is
saying?
no full ignorance
No, it can't be. It's
No.
not possible.
because you're
It's
dealing
not
with
possible.
people.
You're surrounded by
and
people that
situations.
bring you different lights, enlightenment, and things. So it's a tricky thing. But I feel like you're on the right
Yeah,
track.
that's-
Yeah, no, obviously, it's like and one of the
job.
Yeah, one of the cool things that's really kind of been enlightening to me is like I started realizing how much knowledge I actually have and how much I enjoy teaching and sharing that information with those. And
Well, if I may, I feel like you realize how much information you realize that didn't pertain to your particular job.
like and what's
You know,
crazy is like
which is exactly what happened to both of y'all when I listened to the podcast that we did before. It was like they were like, "I'm doing this job that doesn't align with what I want to do."
But the
Right.
interesting
You know?
thing though is like when I psycho analyze my previous careers, all of those jobs have led me here. They all provided a skill set.
Something.
All the years in sales, all the years in marketing, all
No
the years in
regrets.
all the business to business sales, and now my
Yeah.
last job,
You
all the
earned it.
all the
Every
payroll.
bit.
Like, I can
Yeah.
run a business. I can sell a business. I can do
Yeah.
whatever.
If it was a little,
but if I do
bullshit
it-
business that you didn't care about,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big piece. I'm always like, man, why didn't I quit what I was doing? Like, why did I let myself get sucked in for so long? But I look at everything that we've done, and I gained all those skills to make the choices that I make. You know,
see-
with balance.
See the yin and yang. It's like you can't have the success that you have now in what y'all are doing if you did go through.
May I say,
left side on the-
Right.
I am
on
the
side.
product of my precisely fallen life events.
Yes,
Which is on
That's nice.
On
That's
the
your
back
quote.
of the back of your
Well,
shirt, right?
somewhere on a.
It
It's on
did
a
back of your-
poster around here somewhere.
you can catch that product.
it's
You
super
can catch
awesome
that
for the show.
product. Yes, that's right.
Isn't it?
You come
isn't
in
it-
here and say Dapper Inc. You get 20% off a book and a T-shirt, everything you want.
Oh, we're saying dropping
Buy
the,
one, get one free.
Osinisms.
But calm down, calm down, calm down.
The little Osinism.
Osinism.
Yes, sir. Yep.
What was it? The newest one that I came up with was the the greatest tool you'll use in your self-fulfilling prophecy of failure is self-doubt.
Damn right. Yeah. You'll fuck yourself
That
before
was
you
a fun
fuck
one.
anybody
That was a
else.
fun one that kind of fucked
That's
me
an
up.
Osinism right there, dude.
kind of like that. It's vulgar as heck, but it's
Which one?
beautiful.
Well, all Osinisms are probably vulgar.
That's true.
dude.
Yeah.
I like
sorry.
it.
Yeah, mine are a little bit
I'm
more
a
subtle.
vulgar guy, dude. All right.
Plug
So,
your
Zach,
ears, Chris.
I'm going to have to excuse you,
Absolutely.
and I'm going to pull up Mr. Logan, friend.
Oh yes. Hold on.
We're going to get my left-hand man up on the stage for a minute.
Oceana.
No balls. I bet Logan don't even do it, dude.
Oh, he's doing it. Look at
He's
him.
already
don't.
here. He's already
No,
good.
I don't think he'll do it, dude.
Where have you
Yeah.
been?
Sleeping.
Sleeping?
Wow.
Dude, Jack is
Sorry
for
we
real
bored
asleep,
you.
dude, I think. What's up, dude? Yeah, he tossed up double ones, bro. We're not even 2 hours into the podcast, bro. What are you doing, dude?
2 hours. Oh boy, is it going that long?
No, we're an hour and
This is
38
what
in.
happened.
That's what happened to Jack right there, dude. Yeah.
Just chill. Just
He's Audi 5000.
just chilling.
All right, so
So,
He's out.
keeping in mind what we just talked about and all that stuff, the things with the Dapper Inc., what am I trying to think of? The thrift shop. You have your food, you have your kitchen, you have the bookshop, you have the community center, which you're trying to. I think we're
the,
still kind of working on the community center stuff kind of back here.
Right, the resource center.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so Logan over here
this guy.
works for a smoke shop. Is what we're gonna call it.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah,
Pipes, papes, and vapes.
that's right. So where does the use of legal forms of
It's very,
escape come into play?
it's very interesting.
Yeah,
It's a good question.
that's kind of that's what. Yeah. So
really
you guys sell CBD, THC in certain forms, right? And Delta
CBD.
8, Kratom, things like that.
OC.
No. Is there anything that you're aware of that your job is doing as far as like community outreach?
No, they talk about doing stuff, but they don't.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm
Sit up here?
No, the owner's lazy.
So if you guys had any ideas for a business like that,
You do or you don't?
what would
You do or you
what
don't?
would you do?
You tired? Oh, she's going for Logan.
I mean, I guess just deciding like what you guys want to be known for and what you guys want to do. And I think the hardest part is because there's a stigma around what your vape shop is, and then being able to connect to some kind of nonprofit. But you guys can absolutely give and donate. It doesn't mean that you're giving illegal
You're just
substances
getting
to
people fucked up, you know?
Yeah, it's like there's a business and then there's that give back, and that
Well,
give back.
people
can be
are
something
people, man.
completely
People
different.
want to escape from
Right.
whatever, whether it's THC, whether it's CBD, whether it's nicotine, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
There's pros and cons to it, for sure.
Wait, so what's the question? I'm sorry.
No, the question was, what would you incorporate if you had ties to a smoke shop into your business where they sell THC, CBD, Delta 8, nicotine supplies,
That's
like
a
stuff
tricky
like that.
question.
Yeah.
You know, that's a tricky question.
Well, it's a
because-
legal question. That's the main problem.
Well, yeah, it's a tricky question being a nonprofit though too.
Yeah, right,
That's the funny thing.
Like, could
because-
people come out to the food pantry and drop off, vape juice and shit like
People
that?
can drop off whatever they want.
Whatever they want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not up to
people
us.
can drop off whatever they want.
There you go. That's what I'm
not
talking about.
that's not
Drop
to-
off a
up
bottle
to
of
us.
Elijah Craig out there, dude. Let's go.
But we're in Texas, and it's unfortunately illegal
Very.
here. It's a federal stuff, but you got 25, 26 states that have legalized THC.
It's insane.
You know, and I come from a place in California where it wasn't a taboo thing
Yeah.
to smoke marijuana or anything like that. So things have changed, and But I think the goal of what we are doing here is trying to teach people about the holistic approach.
Yeah.
You know? So what we have is like healthy teas and herbal teas and things like that.
Yeah.
So we want to incorporate that into our lifestyle and to make sure that people are able to address their wellness needs with herbal supplements
Yeah.
instead of pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
We want to get off of the medicine. We want to stop getting the pharmaceutical companies rich.
Don't take Xanax. Just
Right.
drink some chamomile tea.
Exactly.
You know?
Drink
Yeah.
chamomile tea and learn what your
Calm
herbs
the
can
fuck
do
down.
for you. The herbs can do so many things for you. If there's a natural disease, there is a natural solution. And so we strongly believe in that. So I think something that we're trying to do with the nonprofit is to grow the herbs and the wellness tools that people need to help acclimate their life to a healthier lifestyle, you know, so that they can feel good about themselves and their jobs and their work. So herbs are like we're on board with that stuff, obviously.
This
When it
is
comes
where
to-
it's like the legalities come
Legalities
into
make it
so-
rough, you know, because like, dude, we'd have an aquaponic hydroponic garden.
Bro,
and
y'all
we'd
be
grow all
growing
kinds
weed
of
and
stuff.
mushrooms in here if y'all
We
could.
could
I'd
grow
probably- I
whatever,
swear.
whatever would heal people, and we know
Allegedly.
scientifically would heal people. We
Allegedly.
would do it, but since we can't, we can't. you
Yeah.
know? So at the moment,
3825.
A lot of regulations.
at the moment, we got a lot of regulations.
And getting any kind of funding. Like if you do something that's federal is absolutely not going to get, and it's like you have to take that balance. Like we're going to take this cash and they're saying that these are the things that we can't do, then we just can't do it.
So, like for
Because
instance,
somebody paid them on the other end. Not to
yeah.
do
So
that.
one of
Right.
the things that we received in December was a grant for our aquaponic and hydroponic garden, and they said, "Fantastic! We're going to give you money to grow all of these leafy greens and tomatoes and herbs and all of these things. One thing you can't grow is marijuana." And we're like, "Okay."
we weren't
We
planning on
weren't
it.
planning on it, but since it's federally regulated, we can do it and
You can or can't?
cannot.
Okay.
And we were okay with that because we didn't even think about doing
Planning
it.
on it. Yeah.
No, we weren't planning on it, but they
Yeah.
told us that, and they were just like, "Well, it's federal money, so you can grow whatever herbs you want, and we'll pay for it. Peppermint, rosemary, eucalyptus, you name it, chamomile, lavender, but hyssop,
not.
but you cannot grow marijuana." And I was like, "Well,
What about tobacco?
tobacco, it's legal." Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
And so it's like, okay, we can grow those things and help people, but you can't grow
Weed,
marijuana.
dude?
And okay, that's
Like
fine.
kratom, you can order the root.
So, but
But you
you
can't
know,
order the
extract
flower. Yeah.
if the money is there for what we need, we're gonna take it, and we're not gonna abuse it, obviously. So we won't grow marijuana in Texas.
Yeah.
But if we're in a different state, it would be different.
Or in Arkansas, you'd be growing some weed, dude.
and if it helps people, we'll
I mean,
do
no,
it.
you would not, right?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
mean,
no, you wouldn't grow weed.
we're not going to
because
deny
it's horrible.
what we believe in. You
Yeah,
know, we both come
yeah.
from places that are more liberal, that are more accepting, that the doctors understand the medicinal purposes of the herbs, and things like that. We totally get it, but it's not legal here,
Yeah.
and that's just the problem.
Well, and
It will
It's so
be.
weird to me because it's like the people state, and it's like the people have spoken.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's not up to the people.
Right.
It's obviously up to the leaders.
We basically have weed. We can basically sell it now with THCA
Yeah,
flower.
because you've been like on the
flower
forefront
is
of
THCA, and then once heat is applied to it, it converts it into Delta 9. So it's a loophole. So we basically have real weed
yeah.
on the shelf.
So they can sell it at a certain milligram, right?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good.
Well, Delta 9 is illegal, and you can have it up to the 0.03%. But when you liquefy it and put it into a gummy, you can have up to 10 milligrams. So we have real Delta 9 gummies that are at 10 milligrams.
Wow, there's all kinds of loopholes.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
I
Yeah.
feel like there's
That's
So you're
like
saying
if
you
you
wanna
get
sell
pulled
that
over
stuff
and you
here.
say the right words, you're not going to jail.
If you want to, it doesn't make
Yeah,
any
I mean,
money. But
well, we'd have to work all that out, but
Of course, right, and make
The
sure it's
owner-
legal. Of course.
yeah,
right.
the owner, he's just a young cat. He's like 33 years old. His grandpa just bought him the company, so he's not the smartest.
you're right.
He doesn't really.
Yeah.
He's honestly just in it for the money. He's
He
not really
fucked
trying
up
to
your
help
Instagram
people.
page, didn't he?
I think the
Yeah.
goal of what we're trying to do, and it's always been, is just to help people on the holistic side. So
Yeah.
we
That's what
believe
you
Y'all are
need.
way better people than,
Yeah.
than him. So
Yeah,
y'all
and-
wouldn't vibe.
Well, that's unfortunate, but it's true sometimes. You know, it's
is
like
what
the
it is.
goal is we incorporate our herbs.
Probably
we
dealt with
dehydrate
worse,
our
I'd
herbs.
imagine.
Absolutely, but we want to take care of people with holistic measures
Views.
if we can. So everything that we grow here, everything that our community garden grows, everything that our aquaponic and hydroponic garden's going to grow, is going to be legal, obviously, and to the it's going to be useful for whatever needs people, ailments people
I
have,
think
and
the
things
few
like that.
things that
So-
I would say that would help people and is a little beneficial is we do sell kratom, and that is an all natural, but it does like affect your opiate receptors. It
I've
tricks your
heard
brain
that
into
you have
thinking
very
it's
bad.
and it is good for
like
help getting
withdrawals
people
from
off
that
of
one.
like heroin and fentanyl. It's good,
Yeah.
but you can easily just switch your addiction. Like I serve people 7 days a week. They have
Yeah.
to come in and get their kratom because they're addicted to it.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you can easily switch your addiction.
Well, it's
but it is
unfortunate.
very, it's
Yeah.
a safe, and you just have to use it. You know, you have to use it right with everything else.
Yeah.
Just-
I think
we
it's
got to
just-
learn about that
Yeah.
stuff.
For
before
me, it's
we
just
do
one
it,
of those
but-
things that's like a low risk, high reward. You know, for a nonprofit, there's like a lot of rules and regulations and stuff that we have to abide by. Something in that realm is very specific, and you would really need to be high knowledge. And, and where it's a point where it is a low risk. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think that the two lanes will ever cross. If it is some sort of nonprofit, it would have to be something that's more specifically in that lane.
Yeah.
Just because of where
Just
it is
because you
with all
can't-
legalities, right?
You can't afford to go into
Screw it
that
up.
realm right now. You know?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And like one of the things that we
Whereas we're
received,
talking about, like, it could possibly help people, but it's
Right.
not something
it
that,
doesn't really matter if it helps people or not.
yeah. Because there's so
Honestly,
many other things that you guys are doing that are
Well,
helping
it's just
people.
the federal regulations.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it helps people; it's just illegal for
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
You know, it just depends on Congress at this point in time.
And it may be something more of a hybrid of like when you do go into that nonprofit world, it's more of a hybrid of a for-profit nonprofit where you're allowed to distribute a certain percentage of what you have versus what you're selling, as versus
you've been
going to
dealing with,
versus going to like a whole nonprofit. Because like with the whole nonprofit, it's like that purchasing and getting those things. It's a different realm where we have to have donated items in order to create.
Well, you guys
revenue.
have to take a little bit of profit because you guys are the proprietors of the business, you know? Like,
Right.
yeah. Like, I mean, the bear, like, y'all aren't balling out here, you know?
Not even close.
Not even close, yeah.
Rolling in
You guys are
Can somebody
living.
pass me a Snickers bar?
You're alive, dude, yeah, for sure, yeah. Yeah.
Happy to
We
do
got
that.
beer for you if you need some.
That's always fun.
But that's just what's going on, dude. It's
Yeah, it's
insane.
a tricky thing. I think that as it progresses and maybe Texas kind of evolves, perhaps it'll be something that we get into because we love the apothecary type stuff and
Yeah.
the herbs, and we love the community garden and helping people in need with ailments, whatever they need. We believe that if you have a natural problem, you have a natural solution to it, so you don't have to go to pharmaceuticals. So we would prefer to go that route. And so in the future, but with this particular grant that we have for the hydroponic and aquaponic, that's one of the first things they're like, well, you're not growing marijuana, are you? And it's like, no, we hadn't even thought about growing marijuana.
What do you think? We're a bunch of fucking weed dealers out here?
Yeah, like that's ridiculous.
So why? What, you want me to sell it?
It's because of the federal.
Because I will. We'll make
all
so
that-
much money, dude. Don't
But all
even
of that
fuck with
might
me.
change soon, and all of that
Imagine
might change
you as a
soon.
weed dealer? Jeez.
And the goal would be to help
Golly.
people. No matter how we can help people, we'll help
Prettiest
people.
packages.
Everything's packed.
Right?
Everything's sad,
wax stamped.
dude. Yeah.
Almost, the pharmaceutical companies want to give you something that's lifelong because a customer cured is a customer
right.
lost.
Right.
They want that money forever.
That's right.
They don't want to give you something that never
Well,
see you
you're
again.
treating the symptoms, not the problem.
That's
You know,
right.
think about it,
They
yeah.
want to
Well,
keep
that's
seeing
how they
you.
make the money, and that's how people continue to be sick.
That painkiller documentary is really
Yeah,
good
Painkiller,
documentary.
that one?
I've
Yeah.
seen that one.
I haven't seen that one, but I've heard
The guy who plays
It makes you
Inspector
sick.
Gadget.
It makes you sick. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it should.
It's,
You know?
it's literally.
Well, the holistic route, I don't know. I'm pro holistic. Like everything from cleaning solutions
Well, that
to
comes to a lot of
medications.
prevention, too,
There-
you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's already natural there that they're mimicking when they're creating these things.
Yeah.
I mean, think about if I can go home and get a cleaning product for my kitchen, but I could use vinegar and orange peels, and it's the same thing as your 409 that you're buying. That's orange and lemon.
but you got to think about these
And
people
you're not
that are
polluting your
already.
family.
You're not polluting your family. It's
Well,
not
but you got to
chemical
think about
based.
these people that are already,
animals.
60
And your
years old.
animals.
They've been using these
Especially your animals.
carcinogenic products for so long.
Right.
They switch over, it doesn't matter for them. They're already
That's right.
going to be fucked.
That's right.
Right.
So there's no overcorrecting in that sense. So now they have to turn to pharmaceuticals.
That's right.
Right.
Pharmaceuticals.
It's like everything we use here is natural. So when it
I
comes
saw
to
you
our-
get on to Johnny earlier.
What about
the
this?
spray,
You
yeah.
start spraying that aerosol stuff, like it bothers
Sorry,
me
Johnny,
so
sorry.
much.
Yeah.
Where is
yeah,
he?
yeah.
Yeah, no, but we use thieves. We
Natural
use
stuff.
peppermint and
Yeah.
eucalyptus.
I noticed y'all had the
Use
same bottles
carcine.
that Kristen has.
Yeah.
The little
Yeah.
brown
Wow.
bottles.
Well, it's crazy.
You
Like
probably got
women,
it from us,
Kristen's
right?
got the
Yeah.
brown bottles with the stuff in them, dude. Yeah.
Always thieves, It's natural solutions. It doesn't hurt your animals. It doesn't hurt
What is
you.
the origin of the thieves' oil was when the plague came through. There were
Stanley
people that
knows more
weren't
about
getting
the
sick.
origin.
Right.
They were
Yeah.
robbing
But
people, and they said, "We won't charge
Right.
you
That's
if
right.
you'll tell us what's in the thieves' oil."
right?
And they were like, "All right, but
But, yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
like,
But
okay, you're not getting sick, but you're like rating people that are dying of the plague," and they're like, "Yeah, because we have this."
But they've been
concoction."
studying this stuff for a while now, and they've proven that the thieves is equal to like the Lysol, except that it's not poison. It
Yeah.
doesn't have the fluorocarbons.
And if your kiddo like
Chlorofluorocarbons.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if your kiddo were to
CFCs.
drink one of
CFCs.
those,
Yeah.
if she went into the cabinet and drank one of those, the chemical she would not probably survive, and the thieves she'd be totally fine.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, and we
They
used
just
to
pass
spray
through you.
thieves. This guy got me spraying thieves in my mouth.
Really?
Like, yeah, which
Kristen's
is
got
weird.
me drinking what is it? Garlic.
Yeah,
Well, garlic's
it's
natural.
Garlic.
But he told me
Yeah.
like
Dude.
thieves is great for you. Like it will kill every bacteria,
dude.
And I'm like, okay, well it tastes all right. I'm spraying it in my mouth, and I'm like, okay, well this is fine. So I've been doing it for years.
It doesn't
And
taste
I'm like,
great,
oh shit,
you
this
know?
is the stuff we spray on our tables, spray on our floors. But I'm still alive. I'm still fine. I haven't had COVID. I haven't
Have
been
you not?
sick
Really?
in 7 and 8 years. Yeah,
I had one bout of COVID, but I also had an ear infection at the same time. So
it's
ain't
nuts.
that about a bitch, shit? Ain't that about a bitch, shit? Golly, dude.
It's nuts, though. I mean, I haven't been sick since I've been using Thieves the entire time in my diffuser and sprayer. So I know it works, like without a doubt. Right. And you learn about the herbs individually: the clove, the cinnamon, the
It's cinnamon.
yeah. There's so many things
Everything.
that are in that, and so the Thieves itself. When you learn about the natural solutions, you realize you don't need to buy that crap out there that pollutes the environment, that makes your animals sick, like you said. So that's all we use. It's a little more expensive, but it lasts forever.
It just makes me so sad, dude.
Yeah, it's
That-
disappointing.
It's so obvious.
Right. Well, it's like
You'd
you wake
think
up in the
All
morning.
these things at your disposal.
You'd think,
Yeah.
bro, but we're in a place where it's just consumerism. We're so used to like sprays and.
Well, I mean, just a
aerosols
beautiful
and-
bottle of,
Right.
Febreze that
Yeah.
says that it has a fresh scent.
Well, most people walk out of their house. By the time they wake up in the morning and leave their house, they've already applied 180 different chemicals that have nothing to do with natural onto their body. Whether it's their deodorant, their soap, their toothpaste,
They've probably washed their counter off one
Right.
good time,
from the counter, even from the water that you're bathing in,
Yes.
the detergent in your clothes,
Dude,
your
I was
shirt.
listening to something
before
about,
before the baby's before the
Hey, come
baby's
here, come here.
born, they have so many chemicals in their
Here,
body.
hit it.
The average for babies is 360
Get up here.
by the time they're born.
Say it. What are you trying to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. I mean, I was actually thinking about it earlier. I use Dr. Bronner's Castile soap,
Yeah.
And if you look on there, there's like so many different uses for it. And I was like, you really only need that soap, vinegar, lemon, and
Right.
baking powder. Or is it baking soda?
Cinnamon.
Baking soda.
Baking soda.
Yeah.
Those
Cinnamon and
are
garlic.
those are all you need for like cleaning,
Everything.
for sanitization,
Everything.
like whiten your clothes. Like
Well,
in
but they knew that at a certain point.
Yep.
Right.
And then money
Yep.
got into it, and they
Yeah,
said,
yeah, they
"Let's
make you
just
think.
monetize this."
They make you
Right.
think that you need all these
It
different
doesn't
things, like
work
Windex
that well for a
and,
very long time.
Yeah, like Windex and like a stainless steel cleaner and a polisher.
Now that
and you
shit
need a
will
wood,
polish your stuff up, but so will fucking
yeah,
lemon
other
juice,
things,
you
other
know?
things will as well.
Right.
so.
Citrus oil, lemon peel.
But God
Yeah.
forbid you buy a bushel of lemons and squeeze the juice out of them.
Right.
It's
So
the
we
same
buy all
thing.
of these things which make us sick.
I work in
and
an
provide-
industry that is awful for this stuff. Dude.
Same thing, and
Yeah,
you know, I've
and
been in
that's how it
hospitality.
is. That's how it is
They
around-
don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They'll just
Right.
spray whatever on it, dude.
Right,
then
and
you
you're
put it
making
into
people
people's foods
sick,
and drinks.
and you're
Right.
it's building up in your system, and by the time you're older, you
blood
have
toxicity
cancer in
is-
your bones. You know, and they wonder why there's no cure for
Have
cancer.
you noticed that?
It's because you're
it's not
feeding it to us
natural.
day and night and day and night. It's being evaporated into the air.
Even if
So
you cure it, it's going to
it's,
come back because you're still doing the same thing.
It sounds like Twilight Zone type stuff, but it's reality, though. It's reality.
But if you
And
Google
you go
them,
to-
Life
if
is
you
the
look at-
Twilight
if you do
Zone
the
now.
research, a lot of these companies cross over. I guarantee if you look at
where you
Johnson
going?
and Johnson,
Oh, they pay for
if you
each
look at
other.
it, if you look at Johnson and Johnson and just their baby products, and then you Google everything that's under Johnson and Johnson,
Dude, the
you will
baby
be
products are
surprised.
the worst.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be surprised.
Kristen
but they're all
has turned me
crossover.
on to so many things
Yeah.
in the baby products as far as like the diapers. They have flame retardants in them that are
Why do you think I
horrible for
told
your
you guys
skins
about
and
the
stuff.
why do you think I
diapers?
told
We
you
did we do the cloth
diapers?
diapers
I was
as
so
much as we can.
sick to that.
But they're
Well, yeah,
Which is
they just
blown up.
have so much
bro,
stuff
can
in
you
there, like
imagine if I had a
scents
fucking cloth
and
diaper under them?
like just
Oh my
unnecessary
God.
things that for absorbency. Like yeah.
Unnatural.
So,
Yeah.
like, why would you want to put your baby in that predicament at such a young age,
When
just
she'd
to
be
start
fine
absorbing?
without.
So she's absorbing cancer, causing,
Well, that's a whole other topic.
It's
That's
such a
just,
young
that's
age.
the whole
consumerism.
thing. Like we were listening, I
years
was looking
and
at a
years
thing
and
where
years,
it's like
it's like,
if you do a
oh,
C-section
why?
rather than a normal birth, they don't get a lot of the antibodies and
Like the
the bacteria from the mother's womb as they come out, and so they come out stunted in their mental growth.
That's right.
And they don't understand that
That's right.
most people will revert. They'll just resort to a C-section because it's easier most of the time. Not to say that every C-section is, like sometimes you have to fucking do that.
yeah.
But
Of course.
the doctors, they don't want to go through a 36-hour labor, so they're like, we'll just
So yeah,
do this,
this is all
you know?
just full
Yeah.
circle to like a lot of these industries that are there to help you
Take
are
the
not.
easy
They're
way out.
there
Yeah.
to make money.
Yeah,
is
bottom
pretty much
line.
what it is.
bottom
so
line. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
a lot of
This is why I wanted you
consumerism.
sitting up here
Efficiency,
from us
how
with
many
podcasts,
numbers?
babe. Come
Yeah.
on now.
Yeah,
But we
It's
have
really
a
good
small
that you pay
child who
attention
is
to it because
killing it.
she's gonna grow up healthier.
Yeah.
than a lot of the children.
I pay
Dude,
attention
that
to
girl
a
eats
lot
better
of
than I
stuff.
do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
She's never
gonna grow
had
up
candy before.
healthier,
Like she's we.
you know, and she's gonna grow up more aware, and that's the. I think
She's
that's the
listening to us
point
right
of
now,
what
dude.
we're trying to do is just raise awareness.
Mm-hmm.
That
These
girl's so
kids,
tired.
like-
Poor baby.
yeah, she's sleepy. man.
She just won't. She won't go to sleep though.
No.
The goal is
she's
to
fighting
teach
it, bro.
people about, the problems of the world,
Yeah.
and we're making people sick.
It's
what we
unfortunate
do.
because it hits every part of life. Like people think about like, oh, the poor
There's
elderly,
no excuse
the poor
anymore, though.
children.
We're aware.
But like
We're aware.
You're a fucking person, dude. Like any person is
right.
getting hit by this stuff.
I think it's just easier to, turn
Focus
away from
on-
it,
yeah.
to just ignore
It
it,
is.
and pretend like
oh,
it's
I
not
mean,
happening.
especially
It
when
is,
you're making
right.
money,
Because
dude.
you're so busy. Everybody's so busy.
Yeah, but that's
And when
the
you're
whole
so
cycle.
busy, when you
That's
have
the whole.
I would've
two
never
parents
known.
working full time and they don't have time to consider it, so you put things in the microwave and it comes out of the microwave and you're radiating your child, but at the same time you're giving them all kinds of things and you're spraying
Or you're
Lysol around
microwaving
the house.
it in plastic. Too.
Microwaving in plastic.
Kristen
if you're
talks
not
about
really
it all the time.
considering the effects of what you're doing,
Yeah.
you're setting them up for kind of failure
Failure.
in the future. And I hate to say that, but it's true because of where we stand now. It wasn't always this way, but now I'm being negative Nancy.
I know. I was just
dude,
thinking
yeah,
I
that.
don't want to be
Right.
negative
No,
Nancy,
dude,
and
but
I
the
hate
world
to be
is-
it, but where we are is a
Sad.
crisis. It's just
But-
a serious
It hurts.
But
crisis.
this is to bring.
Whenever
aware-
you
this
think
is like
about
the
this
ugly
stuff, it
truth.
literally makes your head
Yeah.
hurt because there's so many issues.
It makes you sick.
It makes you sick. Like, you're like,
you
dude,
sick.
what?
Well, so the only thing that, like, once you know this, the only thing that you can do is, like, what you were saying, is to do what's right.
Do what you can.
Because if you don't do what's right, then you're just, like,
Do for
internalizing
you,
and, like,
Hi.
like shoving into your
wanna come
subconscious,
up
like,
here?
all this, like, you're just trying to ignore it, and, you know, you're creating guilt and shame within your
Well,
body.
like, if
Like,
we
just
were
take
still
action, just do
using
what you need to
Lysol
do.
in the house,
Action,
you know,
right?
you're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, it's getting
Where'd you get
everything
this
clean, but,
Detours
like,
fix?
we know it's bad, but, like, we're still going to use it, you know? Like, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. But we didn't.
And
And I would
yeah.
probably still be doing that because I'm a dumbass, dude. You know? But I got the lady Kristen over here, and she's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking
I mean,
about.
I
Yeah, there
think
you
even
go.
just like little changes at a time, because that's how it was for me. Like I didn't do. I mean, I learned a little bit at a time, and it started off
Did you?
with like
Can I
nutrition.
ask
And
how much of this stemmed from you working with him at Roadhouse?
I would say like the okay.
Oh, not working. Come here, Chili. Hey, what happened?
She's tired,
Me,
bro.
I know.
I was gonna ask that question, then we were gonna end the podcast. So I would like to ask you guys to go ahead and give any shout outs that you can for resources, anything people can get from you, and anything that people can give to you at the same time.
Well, I want to hear how much of enough for English
Yeah, let's get back to that question.
He's like, I want to hear more about me.
I just don't want to. I don't want to run OC through the muck here, dude. Yeah,
Where did that come from?
that'll
Hey.
be for.
I hope we can cut a lot of this. Like,
No, we leave it in.
You're totally good. It's fun like that.
Hey, babe.
okay, I don't know.
Promise you, it's not hurting the podcast. Everything's okay.
Oh,
Let's see why your bean comes.
Oh,
Hey,
you got your bean.
come here, baby. Come here, baby. No? OC Bidums. It's okay. It's okay.
What'd you call it?
OC Bidums?
Bidding?
Bidums.
What's that?
It's just a
I
nickname.
don't
we came
know.
up with.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it.
Bitty Bitty Bum Bum. That's
Bitty
what we used to
Bitty
call
Bum
her.
Bum.
Well, I mean, we still do, but it's like morphed into like
cute.
other things.
It's so many
cute.
things.
Yeah, so
Biddums.
bitty Bitty Bum
Bidums.
Bums, Bitty Bum, then Bum Bums, then
Bidums,
Bidums.
then
Yeah,
Bitty, yeah,
it's kind of
everything.
morphed into
Yeah,
like
Thank you.
a lot of different nicknames.
I was like, I
Okay,
never heard
so
that name
now that we have a
before.
little bit of time, what did you learn from Ryan in your time at
Or did you learn
Roadhouse?
anything from me?
I for sure learned some stuff. So it started off with like, I think whenever I'd met you, I was really into like nutrition and healthy eating, like foods. And then I was exposed to the essential oils here. And then I started talking with Rosie. I forgot her name.
Rosie.
Rosie,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. So, and then, you know, she talked about like non-toxic living and stuff like that. And then I think what I learned the most though was whenever I was like working on those environmental classes with y'all, and I was like doing a lot of research for like to come up with those classes. I learned a whole bunch in that process. Like I learned so much about like food waste and you know, like our water, you know, our availability of like water and just like the state of the oceans and things like that. And so I would say like the biggest thing I learned from that is definitely the waste, because I was aware of like recycling, of course, but I wasn't aware of like the impact of like the methane from organic waste, you know?
Yeah.
So
Food waste.
Like
Yeah.
you think you're doing great, but it's
yeah, I mean,
like
you don't really
this-
think about it because it's trash, but you're trash, by the way, if no one is aware. You're trash. Exactly.
Awareness.
There you go. But yeah, so
So I love
your
that
organic waste goes into a landfill, and then it's like crushed up. You know, there's like no oxygen that's able to get to it from the other layers of trash that are on top of it. So
right.
it's causing methane gas to be released, which
right.
is like
To build up
extremely
and then
more
release, right?
heat trapping than
30
carbon dioxide.
30 times.
Yeah, so your food waste is causing more like
so when
global
you throw
warming
like a head
than
of lettuce,
That's right.
30 times of what would have came out of
That's
it.
right. That's right.
From
yeah.
just
So
throwing it out.
composting is great. I mean, I know that there's a couple of organizations or like companies that you know you can do like a monthly subscription, and they'll give you
Yeah.
like a bin, and you
So
can
cool.
yeah, and right now, actually, we are feeding turtles.
Yeah,
we have turtles in
our
the
place,
pond
yeah.
that's near our house, and we feed
So
them
we have
all
a
of our
little
waste.
bin in our
Yeah.
fridge that we just keep full of scraps. All of our food scraps.
All of them.
Almost.
Yeah, all of them.
And we were just throwing those away before.
Yeah, so now
You
we just
didn't tell me about
feed them
Now that I
turtles.
feel
You didn't tell me about this.
Yeah, we have turtles at our place.
Didn't tell
We
me
just
that.
keep a little
Yeah.
scrap bin
Feeding
in
the
our
turtles?
fridge,
Yeah.
and we just take it out
Yeah,
there.
we have like 20 to 30
times a week
turtles
in
at our
the freezer.
pond, and we
Dude,
just feed
so
them.
many turtles.
Yeah.
They red-eared sliders? Are they sliders? Red-eared sliders?
Red-eared
sliders?
I think they're like,
I'm aware
I
of.
think they're
Oh
box
my
turtles.
gosh.
So they're all box
How about
turtles.
your?
Yeah.
They can't be box
Hey,
turtles.
next time we feed the turtles, I'm going to call you. You're going to come over and
I would
feed
love
the
to see
turtles.
what the turtles are.
Actually, I have videos.
Are they
of our
rare
turtles.
sliders?
Yeah.
Are they
Red
retard sliders?
ears.
Horrible.
You don't know which-
Sorry.
That's
No.
so cool. Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
would love it, dude. Because we have so
I
many
love-
turtles.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, I have so much to feed the turtles tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow?
I'd love to feed the turtles tomorrow. I'm
go feed the
actually
turtles
free tomorrow.
Are you?
Yes, I would love to feed
You're
the
also
turtles.
free on Monday.
Sometimes.
No, but that was just Labor Day, I think, wasn't it?
No, you said we could hang out on Mondays.
That was
Yeah, I
Labor
would
Day.
like to
Oh,
hang
okay. I thought that was just Labor
I
Day.
We're gonna do it. We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
feed the
try.
turtles tomorrow. 7-ish.
7?
9.
No.
Wait, what? 7 in the morning?
Sunday?
What are you
It's
talking
tomorrow
about?
Sunday?
7 p.m.
Yeah. Oh, 7 p.m. Yes.
Dude, all
yes.
of my stuff is p.m.
Okay, yeah,
by
we
the
can
way.
do 7
Yeah,
p.m.
Everything I do is p.m.
Okay.
I don't
yeah,
have it
yeah,
at
yeah.
a.m.
No, I'm tired
Yeah.
of 7 a.m.s. Yeah.
Except
I can do
OC.
7 p.m.
Yeah.
OC Day.
Yeah, 7
Alright.
p.m.
Done.
Come by, dude.
Done.
Yeah. I'll come
Got
pick
it.
you up if you need. Whatever the fuck.
Okay, copy that. I'll do
that,
it.
yeah.
All right, let's feed some turtles.
Feeding some turtles tomorrow, dude.
Okay.
I have watermelon scraps. I got a bunch of
Love
them,
it.
dude.
I'll
Let's
tell you
go,
if they're
dude.
water-
Yeah.
I'll tell you if they're red-eared sliders or not.
All right,
We've had-
so while we get all this together, I do want to know what I asked earlier about any resources that you have for the public and anything that they can do for you. Let them know now,
Copy that.
and let's get any kind of collaboration. That's what we're doing now. Right, his gears are turning.
Go
What's
for it.
that?
Yeah, dude,
No, he's,
Stanley.
he's sleeping. He's sleeping.
I'm sleeping. No, if you need any connection with any kind of resources, you can definitely call us on our landline, which is 817-952-7079. We can do a short intake process to find out where you are and what we can connect you with. There's not really a specific timeline. It's all by case needs. Beyond that, if you're hungry today during our regular hours, you can always come in and we can provide you with some sort of meal that day.
Was that 364 Pipeline Road?
364 East Pipeline
Drive
Road.
East Pipeline Road.
Yeah, it's Hurst, Texas,
It's in my head now.
76503.
Yep.
You can look us up. Either way, you can find us through the Awareness Project, which is www.theawarenessprojectdfw.org. You can also, even shorter, you can still check us out through dapperinc.store. All of these websites and Facebook accounts and Instagram, they're all connected.
Okay.
So if you memorize one of those, you can find us in any of
I
those
feel like that's
routes.
what you're doing, isn't it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
No, that's like a mutual,
And,
unfortunate circumstance. We hate social media.
Dude, I hate
we
social
make
media,
it-
but it's a
but we make
necessity.
it-
I'm
yeah, we make it
I'm a
work.
quote unquote podcaster. I mean, I had
Right.
10 people show up tonight.
Well, all of it's connected. You can even just Google us.
Well, a
and
lot of
our
people
Google
said
account
they're
connects with all
watching
of us.
this, so
Yes,
shout
so
out
that's
to
the
all
thing.
the
No, I know it's going to
that
be
are
bigger.
watching
but
this tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just
we're
talking
very
shit about
excited.
you guys that are here
Thank you
right
for
now, dude.
being here.
Yes,
Thank
all of
thank
you guys
thank
are
you
doing
for
a great
being
job.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah, and thank you for watching.
I like to talk
later.
shit to my viewers because fuck them, dude. No, I love you guys, and I will say that every time.
No, I'm excited that people are going to watch this later. But yes.
Viewer, he said. One.
Yeah, and if you need
Singular.
anything, if you ever need anything, whether it be clothes, food, housewares, baby items, we would love to help you, and we will help you.
We want to give everything that we can
If you
to
need
you.
help
Right.
finding a job, updating your resume, building a resume, if you need help getting transportation to your work, to your school, we'll help you with those things as well. So please get in contact with us, and you can do that from our website as well.
And
You want to
if we
be
don't-
dapper in any way.
Right. And
Yeah,
if we
if
don't
you
have
wanna
the
look-
solutions or the answers to those, we
You
can
know
always
a
connect
lot
you
of
to
people.
someone else. Right?
If you're an artist, you have
Yeah.
the oh no, right across, right next to you.
Oh, Central Arts.
Oh,
Central
Central
Arts.
Arts.
You have that.
Yeah, they have their after school programs.
We got all kinds of stuff
You
going
have so
Yeah.
much. You guys have connected me with so many people and so many things.
Yeah,
And
we're
I
well connected.
thank
here.
you
We will help people.
for just helping me out in
He's
so many
trying
ways.
to give you
Sorry.
He's blind.
I'm
Thank
not wearing
you
my
guys
Yeah, man,
for
love you.
helping me out. And in any way, if I have helped you out,
You haven't yet, but you're going.
that's cool. That's good. And I will do my best to
You know, I'm
help
just
that
kidding.
in the future. No, I know.
I know.
But we love you guys.
Love you
and
back.
help these guys out. Help everything that you can. Just be aware of everything around you and just be the best person that you can possibly be. We're going to get out of here. We're going to clean up out here. And y'all are doing a great job.
Peace out.
Bye, guys.